just got to make shots. Just got to be a man and step up and knock them down.
Brust is right there for the takeaway. Oh, and drive in for two.
Brust has it. Lets it go.
New shot clock for the Badgers. Coming up on 1 minute left. Brust for three. He hits. Ben Brust from deep. He is the new career three-point record holder in school history.
Ben Brust.
Jackson beyond the arc. Pass underneath. Brust with an acrobatic shot. Got it to go. He flipped it up blind and it went.
Explosive player, an outstanding athlete. After the turnover, he takes. This is not an easy layup.
Ben is a young man who never tells somebody who's vertically challenged that they might not be good enough. I'm certainly glad he's put those 4 years in here.
The nicest thing Alex Stro has ever created and said about me without actually saying it. It is a great day to be alive on one of the best Thursdays of the entire year. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel and their wonderful, beautiful sportsbook, packed with people, drink specials. Get on down, place a wager, use your rewards card. It's the only place you should be for this time of the year. Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace in red, Brad Nortman in red as well. I'll give you the red just because of the Badger. We're all in right now as the Badgers are taking care of business out in Denver, 68-52. And I'm really glad that whatever you put together there, Strofe, is going to somehow play into the fact that I completely lied to everyone at Potawatomi Casino Hotel today.
Oh, wow. What happened?
800-990-3776 is the Carbless talk and text line. Less is more. See us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. What had happened was early in the Badger game, as I was watching it at Potawatomi Casino Hotel in the Sportsbook, the announcer said, "Hey, what do you know? John Tonje with his 84th three of the season." I'm sitting around a couple teammates, a couple of their partners, and I was like, "Oh wow. He might catch my record." The single season 96-3 record. Oh, that's what I was saying. I was like, me and a producer of the analysis show, Tony Cartagena, we were like doing the math.
That's it? 96 threes made?
I mean, in a season, that's quite a bit. It's three a game.
Three a game.
So, Ben, you own the single season record, and when you graduated, the career one too? Single season and career you had when you left?
Single season and career when I left. Were you able to pick up Brad a little bit there, Strofe?
Not really.
Oh, he asked a question about single season too. But overall, I'm just excited to hear that because of the fact
all right, we should be good now. Try now, Brad.
So you owned the single season and career record when you left the university.
Woo!
Excellent.
Yes, single season and career 3-point record holder.
So are you a little bit stressed now? Are you rooting against John Tonje?
For about 20 minutes, I was really stressed.
Really?
I mean, Tonje, I think, is at 2 threes. So I think he's at 85. But then I realized, you know what? If I'm going to do this on the show, let's actually see my number and Tonje's number. I'm not in first.
Wait, you said you were in first place, and
I thought I still had the single season.
Who has it now?
So you were walking around with a fictitious
I've been
record?
walking around with a fictitious record for the last 11 years of my life.
Oh,
wow.
my God. That's just sad.
Who told you this lie?
Well, I said it, and I never saw when Bronson had passed me on single season. I knew he passed me on career. Now, he had 4 years of being able to play.
Let's say,
I got 2.5 years.
Who did you disrespect to think that you were ahead of them?
Bronson Caney?
Bronson. But again, he played as a freshman. I didn't. So the fact that I was only, 15 or 7? It was 7. It was 7 behind, and he had a whole extra year to play. Speaks to the level of productivity I was able to put out there, but I'm still second place, Ben.
Hey, welcome to second place. It's not so bad, is it?
It's horrible. It's horrible because I was once first. Now I'm not.
You'll get used to it. You'll get used to being in second place.
Once you're second place once, it becomes your DNA.
I mean, I would love to be in second place. I don't even make it to the tournament.
That you don't, Kyle. That you don't. So, yes, I've been walking around with a fictitious fictitious
You walk in
record.
with a little bit less swagger now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, everyone remembers, and well, I will say, does Strof's little montage, does that help lick your wounds? Because I'm not going to lie, when I listened to that when we brought the show in, boy, I got all sorts of excited.
Bro, I thought I was the man.
Yeah,
That was the man.
you was the man.
Jay Billis.
Well,
I mean, you heard all the dudes talking about Ben Brust.
Chris chimed in on the Carb List Talking text line, 800-990-3776. He goes, that Benny Brust highlight reel goes hard.
Yeah, it does.
go hard.
Good
It
times.
did.
Acrobatic layup. That was my favorite one.
Followed that up. Strofe must really want to go to that wedding. Ha ha.
Doing something nice for you, trying to do a little.
All right. On a percentage basis of why you decided to create the Ben Brust opening montage, give us the Alex Strofe weight of why you did it.
Oh, wow.
25% because this is my favorite sports day of the year. 25% because you're the host of the show. 35% because I want to remind everybody how good of a player you were.
That's very sweet.
5% to show Kyle how unathletic he is in comparison to his co-hosts.
Oh.
Didn't need that to know that.
5% to show Brad what winning feels like.
Hey, powerful.
That's hurtful.
3% because
The truth hurts.
3% because I like doing my job sometimes.
Just 3%.
2%.
I like doing my job sometimes is 3% of the reason why he put something together.
1% because go Bucky.
Yeah.
1% because of the wedding.
Oh, the wedding was part of it.
Only 1%.
So the fact that,
That's,
look, I expected
feels
the wedding
low.
to be 0%, but the fact that the wedding is even 1% is crazy because he has to save the date. So he's still thinking about not getting the fill in the name on the website, search STROUF, and it being enter, not found.
His emotions have been so toyed with. I can't blame him for being so defensive.
Yeah, all that sucking up.
concerned.
But I will give you credit, Strofe. That was fantastic. I got little butterflies in my stomach because it reminded me of the loser that Ben ended up being.
Wow.
What was that for?
I said,
But I loved
wait,
it
yeah.
though.
Hold on.
It was a great run. I love me some Ben Brust back in the day.
Because Strofe, you said to remind Brad what a winner is. Ben Brust,
He didn't win,
he was the
yeah.
Final Four.
The
He didn't
West
get to Final
Regional
Two.
Champion, put some respect
Yeah,
on the
West
West
Regional
Regional
Champion.
Championship.
He cut down
He
the
wasn't
Regional
even.
champ.
He wasn't
I was
in
at-
second place Ben.
He cut
Yeah,
down
he
the
was-
He was
First place.
fourth place Ben.
Got down the nets.
And second place in the all-time single season was first, now fourth.
Pretty sure he's
Yeah,
a Big Ten
the,
champion last time I checked.
Yeah, I was
Brad's a Big
champion.
Ten
I was a
champion.
two-time Big Ten champion.
Yeah, but
Hold
he
on,
didn't
hold
do
on.
anything.
I punted.
Hold
He
on.
was the
Can we
secret
just-
offensive weapon.
That's right. I ran the football. Put my run on average next to any running
good
back
point.
in Wisconsin history. Who's
point.
higher?
Nope.
Melvin Garden.
No, me.
No, I bet it's Brad.
I'm 14 yards of carry. 14 yards of tote right here.
Did you know that there's like usually a minimum attempts?
Yeah, we're not gonna worry about that.
We're ignoring that
Not
for
gonna
the
worry
moment.
about that.
Can we just listen to the quote that led off that little montage I made from Ben Brust about 14 years ago? Take a listen.
Just got to make shots. Just got to be a man and step up and knock them down.
What's up with the quote?
You got to be a man.
Gotta
step
be
up
a
and
man,
knock him
step
down.
up and knock him down.
What was the context of that? Do you remember saying that?
I 110% remember when I said that.
Oh, what is it?
It was you could hear the somber
Yeah, it was
kinda
after
like,
a loss.
It was a bad tone. I don't get like super emotional, and like that's as emotional as I would get. As crazy as it sounds, because you guys know how emotional I can be on Kyle Brust. and
Yeah,
Nortman.
times have changed.
But we had lost 5 of 6. We won 16 in a row. It's still this statistic is true. We still hold the best start in school history in the 2013-2014 season. We were 16-0. Started 3-0 in Big Ten play. Then we lost 5 of 6. That was losing to Northwestern at home by double digits.
Yeah.
We beat them by 40 the first game of Big Ten play at whatever Welsh Ryan Court or whatever, and I actually talked to Chris Collins, the coach at Northwestern, who's still at Northwestern, because I'd called one of his games one time. He's like, "Dude, did you know you're like one of the worst points of my entire coaching career, and one of my best points of my entire coaching career before making the tournament was because of you." We beat him by 40. He's like, in the first game ever in my first Big Ten conference game ever. We lost by 40.
Yeah, that's rough.
And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And then they came into the Kohl Center where we never lose. Never lose. Lost 5 of 6, and then we ended up winning 8 in a row. But we didn't, that year get to a Big Ten championship title because we lost 5 of 6.
Yeah.
And now I would trade that situation for going to a Final Four. Hands down. I mean, especially because at the end of the day, no one would, as we know for Greg Gard, right? No one's like, hey, those 2 Big Ten titles that he won in 2020 and 2022, those are so awesome. Everyone's on him for not going to the second weekend of the tournament since 2017. So as the Badgers sit right now as a double-digit, I guess. What's the difference? Leader? Yeah, thank you, Stro. As they're up double digits during the game,
I didn't know where you were
now,
going with that one. I was lost a little bit.
Like, this is the expectation for me. This was, I think I told you, they're up 15 with not a lot of time left. What I told you guys, I am not worried about Montana. This is the perfect situation on a Thursday. Like, I know it's a short week after the 4 straight games, but Montana stinks. And I knew that they were going to be able to take care of business against this team, whether they cover the spread or not. It's just about finding a way to get a win, get your legs underneath you, and then you just have a shot. All you can ask for is a shot. And as a 3 seed, if you win this game, they have given confidence to Badger fans that they have a legitimate shot to go to the Sweet 16. Whereas last year, nobody, let's be honest, nobody was shocked that they even lost to James Madison as a 5 seed.
It was the sexy upset pick, the 5-12 that everybody is concerned about. Wisconsin happened to be the most susceptible 5 to lose, and that's exactly what happened when they fell to James Madison. And they did it in the fashion that inconsistency. A.J. Stro wasn't able to be consistent and try to score, and the Badgers just couldn't find that guy to go to. This year is completely different. They're a better team, and they have John Tonje to help.
Over to the KBN Sports Desk with Alex Strofe.
All right, so I am getting a text from sources related to Ben's little tantrum, I believe would be the right word he threw when he found out that he actually was not the single season record holder. We are going to bring in the executive producer of Thanalysis, Tony Cartagena, who is with.
You're coming on the show right now?
Yeah, right now.
All right, grab Brad's microphone as Thanalysis show will be live at Potawatomi Casino Hotel on March 29th.
That's next Saturday, baby. I can't wait. Brooke Lopez was announced.
What's up, Ben?
What are you doing to me right now? You're my guy.
You started. I defend you 99% of the time.
He does.
That might even be low.
But in this situation, you told the guys here, and you told all the listeners how you were like, oh, I just kind of realized I wasn't in first place anymore. Here's what actually happened.
All right.
Ben, he told the correct story at the beginning. The Tonje 3, he brought up to this table of people, I'm number 1. I hold the record. Pumping his chest, very excited here at Pato, right?
Gloating.
He got to the point where this man wanted to make a social media graphic.
Oh, wow.
The Tonje counter.
About his record.
Oh,
and then he wanted to count down, rooting for and kind of against. It was very weird.
It was like, are you rooting for it or against it? I'm
didn't
for
know.
it, but I'm against it.
But he was like, let's make a graphic. I'll count it down every game. We can promote this. How can we make the 2025 tournament about Ben Brust?
Oh, wow.
The reason he found out that he was no longer in first place is because we had to scour the record books.
Yep.
Which
downloaded a 200-page PDF.
Control F. Search Brust to go through every single thing he's ever done at Wisconsin.
I mean, that's kind of cool, though.
Okay.
And then he sees the list and goes, oh, yeah, we're not promoting this anymore. This was not a quiet, I used to be. This man was defeated.
Yeah, you were defeated quickly.
He saw
too.
Koenig
I've been
at
walking around for
103.
11 years with this record in my head that I still thought was mine.
And if you didn't want to inflate your ego even more by making graphics about it for wanting screenshots, you'd still think you have it today.
Hell yeah!
Well, we could do a Koenig and a Tonje chaser, and then Tonje, when he passes you
then
can be
Ben's
on the route.
third place, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, we could do something like that.
I think I'll pass.
What would have been, this detail he brings up when we're watching this, he's like, I hope when he gets close, they bring it up on television.
Oh, wow.
He wanted a television graphic.
Oh, wow. That
I mean,
ego is huge.
when I had the career record holder, they used to put up on television as Bronson was getting close to
Can
this.
you imagine if he didn't discover that he was in second place?
He would just
and
be
it
doing
no,
his
but
own
then
thing.
it
Oh,
popped
it'd have
up
been
on
hilarious,
TV
and
that it was Koenig and not
and we're
Ben.
promoting it on social medias, and
We
people
look
are like,
stupid.
"What's wrong with you?"
Anyways, love you, Ben. Usually defend you, but I couldn't get away with your undersell of your ego today.
Yeah, you
I'm
left
sorry.
out some
I'm sorry.
details, Ben. Some important details about how big your ego is.
I choose to, say some things that I think are valuable for the audience to hear.
You tried
and
to
if I
be
don't
so
think they're
humble. You're like,
valuable,
I was number one. No, he was at this table like he was Dwayne Wade after hitting.
Do y'all know who I am?
He's standing on the scores table. I'm number one. This is my house.
And now instead, I'm Patrick Beverly on the Minnesota Timberwolves celebrating a play-in win.
Did the people know who you were at least?
Where?
When you walked up to the table, did they say, "Oh, that's Ben Brust"?
no,
Or did
it
you
was
say,
no, it was the
our
table.
friends.
We knew everyone there, but no one
I
knew.
didn't go to a random table. I'm a douche, but I'm not that big of a douche.
I don't know.
Well, Brad,
don't know either
you can have your
sometimes.
mic back
Holy
to
cow, I'm a
react to your
tool.
co-host antics here.
Holy cow. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace,
Yeah,
Brad
douche.
Nortman. We'll be back live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We'll get some early best bets in. Get on over here if you have not. Tony Cartagena is never invited back on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
That's a lie.
The truth hurts, Ben.
It sure does. Second place, Brad. More next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Ben, I've been a fan of you since Scalzo and Brust was on the air. You kind of are like a Pat McAfee for the ESPN Milwaukee. You kind of revolutionized this channel and stuff.
Leo, I'm here for you, and I appreciate everything you say. We love you listening, and you can call in every day and say that. I won't get on.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I always loved the line, "I'm not here to prove them wrong. I'm here to prove us right."
But
I
that's
want to
from
make
a
sure
non-petty person. A petty person would never say that.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Is that why Tom Petty was playing when you came back on?
Kyle Petty. That's Matchbox 20.
Kurt Petty.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Brewers opening day is coming up on Monday, March 31st against the Royals. Be here for the first crack of the bat, the first pop of the glove, and that first taste of summer as we celebrate the start of a new season. The party starts pregame with live entertainment and a national anthem performance by singer-songwriter Allison Mahal. Plus, get here early for a special pregame tribute to Bob Uecker. You don't want to miss out on one of the biggest days in baseball. Get your seats for opening day now at Brewers.com.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is the athletes and the Wauwatosa East girls basketball team winning their first WIAA basketball title since 1981. The squad, however, was led by one particular player, Micaiah Litza, scoring 32 points and grabbing another 9 boards plus 5 steals, helping lead a overtime thriller of a victory 59-58 over Edgewood in that state victory. And not to be forgotten, it was the 100th career win for head coach Mary Murd of Tosa East High School. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athletes of the Week, the championship Tosa East girls basketball team.
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list. But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again. What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum, modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree. What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Being a Pella consultant means helping people build their dreams.
For Jenna, helping others find joy is so rewarding. It's why we love to do what we do.
I enjoy simplifying the process for the customer, taking the time to listen, and finding the right solution.
Randy understands that everyone's situation is different, so we don't just slap together cookie-cutter solutions.
Customers really appreciate just how prepared we are. All the samples, the videos, pictures.
Jake arrives at your free in-home consultation with pre-prepared materials to fully envision your dream Pella build.
We're with you from start to finish. You literally have a friend from beginning to end and beyond with your project.
Whether you're working with Ryan or another Pella consultant, we don't go away after the sale. We're ready with anything you may need before, during, and after installation. And right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for up to 72 months. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply at 3/31/2025. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I am a fraud. My name is Ben Brust. I've been carrying around 11-year single-season three-point record at Wisconsin. That was not true. Bronson Koenig had passed me 3 years after I left, not only in career three-point field goals made, but single-season.
I'm glad you found this out before your daughter got old enough to regurgitate the nonsense.
I can't wait to
You
lie
said-
to her and tell her. I mean, like, I was the last cut before the Milwaukee Bucks 15 roster came out. Like, I got a lot of things that she's going to, have to find out on her own on the internet.
Don't worry. If I am having
You know what? I
children,
did spend time with, like, a kid who was, like, 11 or 10 years old. Took the parent's phone. He was so great for my ego. But, like, he also found out more stuff I knew about myself walking around with me.
Oh, how is that?
Yeah,
He was on TikTok. He was on Instagram. He was on this, looking up highlights, looking up this. He goes, do you know there's 204 days till your birthday?
Oh, wow.
I'm like, damn, no, I didn't.
How
but
you
I
do
do
that
now.
math so quick?
I know, but that's what's crazy is if this 10-year-old can do that, in another 10 years, what's my daughter going to be able to do?
Oh, that's scary. That's the world at your fingertips right there.
I know. In 6 years,
You don't
Stroh
need
will have a kid, obviously. And we're talking about how you paid off those Pella windows, but we'll get there another time. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman here with you at Potawatomi Casino Hotel and the brand new Sportsbook. The biggest question will be, will the Badgers cover the 17.5-point spread? They're up 17 with 2:35 left. Stroh, you think they cover or not? You want to do a $20 handshake bet?
I have a different bet on this game that I'm sweating out right now, so I think I'm good.
Well, tell us what it is. We can help sweat it out for you. Is the over/under?
I've got the under 150.5. We're at 141 points scored with about 2.5 minutes left.
So if I were to handicap this, I would say you're good based off the
Knock
Badgers.
on wood, please.
No, I'll
wood
knock
to
on wood.
knock on.
But here's why, Strophy. I'll tell you. With them being up 17, it's the perfect amount for the Badgers to have long possessions and not get fouled. So I really do believe if I were to be in one spot of the over or the under where Alex Stroh is right now, I would totally rather be in your shoes.
I can have 9 points scored. Can't have 10 points scored.
All right. Well, we'll track that and the spread for anybody watching.
Just as long as nobody hits a 3 here on this next possession, you should be good.
He's again. Oh no!
Oh,
that was cool.
Looked like Kamari's
That's
about to
too
jump.
That was cool.
Quick of a.
That was a quick score. All right. This is all in Montana. If they hit a 3 and think they got a press or something, if they score,
he's going for it too. You're good, Stroh.
Well, what if the Badgers are giving up easy points?
Nah,
Still 2 minutes left. Everybody relax. Everybody relax.
No, everyone
relaxed.
stress him out. Stress him out.
You
Stress
guys
him out.
relax.
Shoot a 3. Shoot a 3. Go up strong, Stevie.
Pad the stats.
Wisconsin,
There you go.
They're being aggressive.
That's 4 points.
They're
And
being
They
aggressive.
won't keep the
only
momentum
6
going
points to
against
spare
the
for Alex Stroh.
145.
I
Only
might have
5
been
points
wrong,
to scare.
Stroh. I'm sorry, Stroh.
I don't even have any money on this, and my heart is racing
Wisconsin
for
ain't
Stroh.
calling off the dog.
Imagine if you did. That's what's great about betting, Brad.
I've had a rough start to March.
Oh, no.
Easy layups.
All right, let's see
gosh.
what Wisconsin does here. Wisconsin, you're up. You're good. You're good. Okay.
We're
John
at
Black.
147 with 90 seconds left.
147, 90 seconds left as the over-under is 150.5. 4 points cannot be scored. Otherwise, Alex Stroh will be scrapping for food later, especially because his girlfriend's been out of town.
So we talked about how many bets.
Oh, Stro, you're messed up.
How many bets did you, Ben, place for today? Because remember last time you had like 7 bets, 6 bets, 11 bets.
Yeah.
Or you throttling
I actually I don't like the first 2 days. It's
really?
too.
This is the most exciting 2 days.
It is, but I'd rather this is betting. All right, we're gonna talk betting for a second. Stay with me. What do you like? What can you control in a game in which you have opponents that are uncommon? You can't control as much, right? You can factor in High Point's been hot, but a lot of people are on High Point plus 8.5. Purdue covered by 5. They won by 13. So I like to gather more information. It's the same way that week 1 in the NFL is the hardest to bet. I like to see what teams do before I know who, because things change. You always want to know your variables. And there's a lot of variables that you cannot control in the first 2 days of the NCAA tournament. Then when you start seeing what teams did, how they're playing, look at the matchups of teams that you've seen more throughout the year. Better teams are going to make it further. Then I can be like, all right, this is what I believe in and where the value is based off what the point spread is.
Do you believe in teams, we talk about in the NFL, maybe you're a 6 seed, a 7 seed, you got to win some games to work your way into the playoffs, and then the momentum that you kind of started to manufacture at the end of the season carries into the playoffs. Do you feel like that happens in the NCAA tournament?
Little bit, yeah. Little bit. It depends. It depends on for the Badgers. Are they for 4 games in 4 days? It looks like they're over their average in points, scoring 85. They're covering the spread. That's a good sign for a team that is a 3 seed, right? They played a lot of games, but they're still locked in. This wasn't like a rock fight. It's not like they're tired.
That's true.
Like everyone was thinking. And Strofe, is there 1 point you can give up, or are you dead? No, you're dead.
We're dead.
Oh, jeez.
Strofe's under is dead. The Badgers are up 19
for 3 today.
with 45 seconds left.
No, Strofe.
And
how many more bets you got on the
Well, the biggest thing right now is we got to think about the people on the spread now. Badgers turn it over. Up 19, 17.5. A 3 would put Montana in cover territory.
How do they do it?
A 2 would put them in cover territory.
I mean,
they're 19.
Some people did have 16.5.
The over-under line and the point spread is dead on. It's crazy, guys.
I don't get it.
It's
absolutely
crazy.
Insanity. I don't get it either.
What a world we live in. What do these guys know that we don't?
Dude, Brad, of all people, you should know there's algorithms and metrics and data.
It's more than that, though. These guys, they're putting their flicking their finger based on the wind, and they're talking about they must be talking to the team managers.
Montana for the cover. No. No!
Oh my God!
I mean, it is just too darn accurate. I'm sorry, but I cannot believe that this is just.
This has to be an adrenaline rush for so many people right now.
Brilliant minds, a little bit of conspiracy. That's
Brad,
the only way I can think about this.
This is so weird for a numbers guy to not understand this is all numbers based. It's all based off tons of metrics that they compile into a computer.
The world is not this accurate. It's too messy. It's too perfect.
151.
So,
151.
150.5 was it?
Yeah, it was 150.5. Are you kidding?
What is happening?
Badgers cover the 17.5. Strofe loses on the under.
That's why
what a great Thursday, and to be at Potawatomi Casino Hotel without Alex Strofe being a baby the rest of the show.
I feel the energy, baby.
Hey!
I mean, that just gets me going.
All right,
now we're up to round 1. We're out of round 1.
Hey,
what a
her
perfect
there.
time!
Round 1.
What a perfect time now to be becoming relevant with Alex Strofe next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I'm about being young, wild, and free.
No, you're not.
You're
not young, wild, and free.
Yeah, I am young.
You're not that.
I am
Every time I ask you to do
wild.
something, I check with a girlfriend.
Wait, why are you taking? Why you going personal? Why you gotta talk about business? I can still be free with a lady
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
No shortcuts, no compromises, just the job done right. At Exterior Pros, we don't just meet expectations, we crush them. Every nail, every window, every shingle is a step toward your home's next chapter. From the moment we start until that final reveal, we're committed to making your home better than ever. Quality products and craftsmanship you can count on. Go to the pros for your next project. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you, growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you, buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you, building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Be the MVP of gift giving with a Milwaukee Bucks gift card. From exhilarating Bucks experiences to unforgettable Fiserv Forum events, your gift card recipient can score tickets to Bucks games and other events through the Ticketmaster box office. Shop exclusive gear at the Bucks Pro Shop or get a favorite snack at Fiserv Forum's concessions. It's a win-win gift that lets them choose their experience. To purchase a gift card, visit bucks.com/gift cards.
Are you ready to shake things up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee? All you gotta do is toss your rewards card into your favorite slots for drawing entries and a chance to be in the Roll for Riches game show. What's on the table? Oh, just $300K in cash and prizes. Play this March, and Thursday nights, you could get on a winning streak that, frankly, you deserve. Let it ride and roll for riches. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Think ski season is over? Well, think again. Granite Peak's bringing you Wisconsin's longest ski season, going strong through April 6th. We're talking spring skiing at Wisconsin's largest resort with live music, fireworks, and endless snow across our incredible terrain. Make it a getaway in nearby Wausau, where comfortable lodging and family activities await. Why travel far when the best spring skiing is right here? Book your ski and stay packages today. Visit skigranitepeak.com for lift tickets and lodging packages. Granite Peak, where winter lasts longer.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
TGIM. Thank goodness it's March. Court is in session. Basketball tournament time is the most exciting time of the year. Are you set for tip-off? Get those brackets ready and stock up for all the games with a trip to Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960, we've been your one-stop shop for everything alcohol-related. With a selection of over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, liquor, and mixers, all at the lowest prices in town, Discount Liquor is sure to make your tournament party a success. So get those brackets together and start the madness. Discount Liquor, 2 locations, Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine. See all of our specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Stro, this is all your fault. You opened up the show with the Benny Brust montage. So now, what is Benny Brust going to do after the Badgers beat Montana in the first round of the NCAA tournament? What am I going to do?
I don't know, Benny. You tell me.
Oh, damn. Pop the mic.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Per ESPN.com and the Associated Press, Ben Brust scored 17 points as the number 2 seed devastated the Eagles with a 22-5 run to close the first half to a 75-35 victory in Milwaukee.
Dang.
Devastated. What a word.
That's when he beat American, right?
Yes, we outscored them 43-13 in the second half.
That's ridiculous.
75-35.
You guys were a 1 seed that year or 2?
2 seed. It was good to get the building loud, Brust said. I said, hey, they're up. We better wake up as we were down 22-5.
Were you an annoying teammate to some of the younger guys?
I mean, I was a senior, so
I can see
I don't
you.
care if they were younger or older, or Josh DiMaggio, or Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, or Haley of Potawatomi, or great part-timers or Alex Stro. Everyone gets annoyed by me at some point.
I could definitely just see you kind of wanting to haze people. Hey, freshman, do this. I did it.
Well, I mean, Zach Showalter did join Wilde and Tausch across ESPN Wisconsin today. Former teammate, 2 years younger than me. My senior year, this year we were just talking about beating American, he had redshirted as a sophomore because we were so deep in guard. Josh Gosser came back from ACL that I would have Shoei, who is my locker mate, wear my size 13 shoes for a week in practice so he could break them in for me so I wouldn't get blisters.
Oh, wow. What size shoe did he wear?
13, same thing.
Oh, that's a very bizarre hazing.
That wasn't a haze.
Yeah,
that was
hazing is the wrong word.
No, that was just him being a friend.
No, that was him
being
being
a good
blisters
teammate. When I wear new shoes.
What about his shoes?
Oh, he wasn't playing.
It didn't matter. He was a red shirt. He was a good teammate.
Yeah, we need Ben Brust feet to be good now so he can hit all them threes.
Wow, so we've been pampered from day one. Did you have to wear someone else's
shoes? Takes one to know one. Bradley Nortman Estate.
Would you break in other people's shoes when you were younger?
No.
So you just concocted this way to make this young man serve
How
you.
ironic that Josh DiMaggio is standing in the room, and as I'm telling a story how I weaseled my way into getting somebody to do something for me, and for those who missed it, I don't even I can't even reset what I did to Josh DiMaggio. It would take an hour to explain how bad of a person I am.
You got snubbed.
Let's get to becoming relevant. That's safe.
Why are you sure you don't want to rehash it?
Nope. Becoming relevant.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Stroph's time to shine on KBN starts now.
Guys, I need to know if I'm a bad dog, Dad.
Yes.
Oh.
Thanks, Ben. So, as you mentioned at the top, my girlfriend's out of town this week for work. So I'm in charge of the 11-pound puppy. And you guys, on the record...
Are we able to call the puppy by name?
Yeah, I'm going to in a minute. But do you remember like a year ago I told you guys how much I love human names for pets?
Yes, I remember that.
Because I met a dog named Gregory and it made me laugh. Which is still objectively really funny. Yeah, our dog's name is Patricia.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So Patricia and I are home alone this week.
Patricia and I are home alone this week. If somebody was listening and didn't know that was a dog, you'd be in so much trouble.
Sounds troubling.
So Patricia and I were cuddling on the couch watching Netflix.
Yeah, so Trishy and I...
licking my face.
So Trishy got a new toy this week. And it's one of those things that will shoot a tennis ball out. And it's taught her to bark when she needs something. So the minute my girlfriend jumped on the airplane, I put that thing away. I hate it because it makes her bark, and she's got an ear tremor.
Yeah,
it's a loud, sharp bark. Oh, worse than that. She's adorable, but the bark's awful. So I put that thing away, but she's still like trying to calm down on the barking. So last night I'm asleep. It's about 11:45 p.m. And all of a sudden Patricia starts barking at me. And
no.
My fuse was short because I was asleep. So I was like, come here. We're going to set you in the living room. I'm going to close the door for 5 minutes while you calm down, and then you can come back to bed. I picked her up, and I'm starting to put her down and our living room is hardwood. I started putting her down, and she squirmed, and she fell out of my hands and fell on her right side on the hardwood.
How far was the fall?
About maybe 2 or 3 feet. But remember, she's a small puppy. It's just a little bit of a fall.
That's like a 10-story fall for
relax,
Patricia.
Relax. She was fine.
We need to call animal services.
She popped right up. But I felt awful, so I let her back in the room. No, she didn't even make a noise.
My leg.
She didn't make a. Don't be mean. She didn't make a noise at all. But I kind of dropped her, and I felt just horrible. I apologize. She's a dog. I apologize.
I apologize to Patricia.
This is just so. This is so much. This is why I don't have.
Is this the question?
This is a lot.
It?
Well, I want to know if I'm a bad dog dad for that.
Yes,
No.
I started with yes, and it ends with yes.
The fact that you actually wanted to have a conversation to calm down the pet. Listen, you run
I'm
that
sorry,
house.
Patricia.
Yeah, you simply say you. All
I
you do is like,
apologize
Patricia,
this morning.
shut up, Patricia.
Well, I
That's
don't
what
know
you
if you
tell her.
go that far, but it's an animal. So, I mean, first of all, it's used to being able to be
Alex,
in rough environments.
please add Kyle Wallace attack ad as hates animals.
No, you tell you don't negotiate with pets. You tell them shut up, sit down, be quiet. It's 11:45 at night. You got to be quiet. What are we doing here, Patricia?
I just felt bad.
Yeah, you're setting quite the precedent, right? I mean, Patricia knows that she can own you now for life.
Right. Patricia know that when it's dark out, she needs to shut up and sit down and go to sleep.
So the second half of the story is my girlfriend called me this morning, and I told her what happened.
Hey, how's Patricia?
Yeah, right. So I said, here's what happened with me and Patricia. I dropped her last night. And she goes, oh, no. And then she goes, well, actually, you know what? It's okay. People do that with their babies all the time.
Oh, wow.
And I go,
oh, my God. Do not compare Patricia to dropping a baby.
Have you dropped your baby, Ben?
No. She is walking and will stumble and hit her head like on some things. But
you
that's
haven't
normal.
baby-proofed your house?
Enough that like I can't control that. Like when my fiance was at a bachelorette party, like I had to shower, and I put her in there to watch like on the iPad a show, and she like walks into the show.
Wait a minute.
She then locked out of the show, started walking towards me in the shower, tripped, then dunk right on the tub.
Why didn't you? Why didn't you wait?
And
to
I was
shower
like
till
all
she
wet,
took
and I
a
was
nap?
like, damn, I gotta get out, make sure she's good.
Wait. You didn't just wait for her to take a nap to take a shower?
I have to shower in the morning. I can't be groggy.
So why did you wake
Kyle,
up earlier?
it's not that easy. They do not cater to your schedule.
No, I mean,
so
can't you just wait?
Kyle, you're never gonna. You know how you famously on these airwaves talked about your 25-minute poops? Your child will be in there for your 25
Oh,
minute
yeah.
poop.
Nothing will hasten that process.
Yeah, I'll
quite
tell
like
you
a
what,
kid on the
Kyle.
other side of the door.
Put a gas
Patricia
mask
crashes
on.
my potty time all the time.
I'm just so lost on this dog thing. You can't just close the door so the dog can't come in.
Oh, she's quick, Kyle. She's quick. She got 4 legs.
She
too.
scoots in there as you're trying to close the
Why don't you
door.
pick her up and put her out?
Especially if it's like
I
I just got home from work and I need to use the restroom. She's so excited that she'll just run no matter where I go. If I open a door, she's in the door.
But she's 11 pounds. Why can't you just give her a little nudge and then kind of push her?
Well, I could pick her up and put her back up, but now I don't trust myself doing
Or he'd
that.
pick her up and drop her.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I got for you guys.
Yeah, I don't like this. Too much dog talk.
Kyle hates dogs.
I don't hate dogs. I just, I feel like we need to be humans.
Oh, I love
not treat
dogs.
like,
I love dogs,
No,
but
I
I don't love dogs.
I do not love dogs.
It's one thing that Kyle won't say he loves before talking negative about it.
I don't love dogs. I think they're a nuisance sometimes. They're cute, though. They're cute and adorable.
You need a dog.
No, heavens no.
It would soften Kyle up.
No, it wouldn't. It would annoy me.
I think it might harden him more. Because you need some patience with the dog.
Yeah, I don't have that. You think I want to be sitting down laying at night and the dog need to go for a walk? You think I want somebody barking at me when I'm trying to relax? Absolutely not.
But it gives you the puppy dog eyes and says, I love you.
No, I want kids for that.
What would you do if you walked home and baby girl surprised you with a dog?
I would tell her, oh, why is this here?
This is our new
Would you
pet.
say take it back?
What do you think?
I mean, you told her to take back a Christmas gift she got you, so I wouldn't put this past you.
I would get her drug tested to why she brought a dog into our house.
You would get your own girlfriend who is an adult a drug test for bringing home a dog to the home.
We had an agreement. We don't want pets.
Is baby girl a dog girl?
She grew up with a pet, but she doesn't want it.
Or she wants one, and the dictator of the house said you couldn't.
I run this mug.
That's for me and her to know, and you to never know.
Actually, I think we can all read between the lines there. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Stro running the show. UKBN Nation 800-990-3776. Josh DiMaggio lurking to my right, making me feel as uncomfortable as possible after I left him out of my wedding invite list, and I just feel his presence, and I'm starting to tumble in words, and I'm just talking right now. So send me to break. Yeah. Send me to break, Stro.
Well, I need caller 12 and caller 15 right now.
See, I forgot we had over-under. Joshy is so in my head, I didn't even cue the callers.
Caller 12, caller 15, over-under. Caller 12, you get to pick a side. I'll give you a category when you call me. Caller 15, you'll be stuck on the other side of a category and over-under line for these fellas at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Caller 12, caller 15 right now, 800-990-3776. Ben, you take it from here.
800-990-ESPN, the Carbless Talk and Text line. Over-under coming up next. I see if Josh DiMaggio punches me in the break next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
You said they are a reflection of their head coach.
Yes, he's soft, as he proved with you by signing that damn jersey you had on. You think Campbell would have signed that jersey?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I always loved the line, I'm not here to prove them wrong. I'm here to prove us right.
But that's from a
non-petty
person. A petty person would never say that.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Is that why Tom Petty was playing when you came back on?
Yeah, that's Matchbox 20.
Kurt Petty.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouth-watering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
Get more with the all-new Kia K4 at Ewald Kia of Oconomowoc. Just $188 a month. More standard features than Corolla. More legroom than Civic. More miles per gallon than Sentra. The new 2025 Kia K4 LXS with a whole lot more. $188 a month. Or buy it for $22,990 with Ewald's exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Visit Ewald Kia of Oconomowoc. With approved credit, 24-month lease, $34.99 due at signing plus tax, tag title, see dealer for details. Expires month end.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so that you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Be prepared for power outages with a Generac home standby generator from Adams. Storms are unpredictable, and when the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. With a Generac generator, your power will be automatically restored whether you're home or away. Rated Wisconsin's #1 Generac dealer, Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
It's time for you and that diamond to come alive again.
At the 4th annual Spring Ring Cleaning at Kessler's.
Even if you have a good ultrasonic jewelry cleaner,
it can't match the pressurized steam cleaning we do at Kessler's.
Let us steam clean and polish your engagement ring.
For free.
I'm Joe Gerke, president of Kessler's, and we want to strip away all the soap scum that is making your diamond look dull.
For free. And while we're doing it, we'll inspect the prongs on your ring to make sure your diamond isn't about to fall out.
It's the 4th annual Spring Ring Cleaning at Kessler's.
Here's another idea. Bring us anything you own that needs to be repaired.
And we'll give you a price to make it like new again.
And if you have some old jewelry you don't wear anymore,
we can make something unique and wonderful out of it.
Unique in all the world.
Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources today. Call Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org. Paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Beebs chimes in on the Carbless Talking text line. I think dogs don't like Kyle. They're a great judge of character, too. I could not agree more.
Okay.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman hang out at Potawatomi Casino Hotel and the wonderful Sportsbook. Get on down, play some bets, have some fun, have some drinks. Even if you don't like the bets, the best place, best environment to watch any of these games. Time now to play one of our favorite games. It is called Over Under.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over Under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Did you just steal my pen? What am I going to write with?
Where did my pen go? There's my pen. I found my pen.
Wow.
Just a thief.
Swiping.
Yeah, swiper, no swiping. I've been. Swiper.
I'm a thief.
You three. All right. Well,
you three.
I did sound like a doofus there, didn't I?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Thanks, Kyle. All right, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know that Ben's going to be your final answer guy today. Believe it or not.
Oh, we're talking college basketball.
We are indeed talking college basketball. I am looking for the... Oh, I should probably introduce the contestants. Justin in Milwaukee was caller 12. He is on the under. K-Walk is on the over. He was caller 15 by choice, not by selection. I am looking for the last 10 head coaches to win the NCAA men's basketball tournament. The over-under is 7.5.
Last 10 head coaches to win an NCAA tournament.
And Ben, I assume you are the final answerer?
I will be the final answer. Let's
So
work
here we go.
backwards,
In
boys.
3, 2, 1.
Mr. Hurley, final answer.
What's his first name?
Danny.
You got it. He's the last two.
Kevin Ollie.
Well, I said go backwards,
Okay,
man.
okay, go. I'll just write it
Who's
down.
the Villanova coach again?
Jay Wright.
Jay Wright.
Jay Wright final.
That's not going backwards, is it?
It's not, but now you got me all out of my
He's
head.
the
so I
fifth
just wanna
most
go.
recent on the list, 2018 and 2016.
Let's go with Roy Williams final.
Yep, he's number 6 on this list back in 2017.
Let's go with the Baylor Bears Scott Drew final.
Didn't think you were going to get that one. 2021, you got it.
Made a lot of money on them.
Coach K. 2015.
2015 would be Coach K final.
Yep, number 7 on this list.
2014.
That's Ollie.
That is Kevin Ollie final.
You got 6 of them. There you go. Need 2 more.
2013.
Didn't Bill Self win with Kansas?
Kansas did win. Bill Self.
Calipari won too.
Bill Self final.
I assume that was a final. All right, that's 7. You just need 1 more.
Calipari won 2012 with Anthony Davis.
2 minutes.
You guys smoked me. Yeah, that's 8 of them. He's number 10 on this list, by the way.
Who was the UConn coach in 2010,
It had to be our boy
11?
Wasn't that older dude?
If it wasn't,
I
if it
once
wasn't
again
Ollie-
say you just got Calipari. He's 2012 and the number 10 on the list.
Okay. So now I got to work forwards again. What's his name? Tony Bennett final.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Virginia,
good call.
Tony Bennett.
Yep, that's 2019, and you are only missing 2013.
Just give me the year since we already
What year?
won.
2013.
2013, in between Kentucky and UConn, my junior year, Ohio State. Oh, got this one. Patino final.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's a clean sweep. Nicely done.
Wow.
Trey Burke blocked it. Man,
that felt good.
How did Justin in Milwaukee not believe that I would pull that off?
I didn't think you'd do that well, to be honest with you.
Really?
I thought about putting it at 8.5. That felt a little unfair with, I thought you might miss Kevin Ollie and Scott Drew.
Oh,
How could I miss Kevin Ollie? That was the year
got
I was
fired,
in the
too.
Final Four.
Yeah, it was.
And those were some pretty marquee head coaches. I mean, the programs, yes, but like, it's
Dude,
not like
when Kansas, so one of the can I go nerd for a second here, Strofe?
You always have my permission to go nerd.
In 2014,
2 minutes.
Oh wow, we did that quick.
I actually started the wrong timer initially. I started the Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust timer, which is only 90 seconds, but that's really all you needed.
That's really all we needed. So in 2014, since we're at Potawatomi, and I know you can't bet the local teams here, but despite us losing to Kentucky, we were 5-0 against the spread because we were, I think, 1.5 to 2 point underdogs, and we obviously lost by 1, so they didn't cover. So 5-0 against the spread. Villanova, when Jay Wright won, which year was it? It was the 2018 team with Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo. They won every game except the finals by double digits. They covered every single game. They were an absolute wagon. The Baylor Bears, I put $2,000 on the Baylor Bears in the NCAA championship game.
Wow.
After Gonzaga had a half-court shot to knock off Kansas. Everyone was all over the Zags. And Scott Drew's team was so good. I loved them so much.
Studs.
Jared Butler, it's not like a big name anyone knows. Davion Mitchell is in the league, but he was the best defensive guard I have ever seen in my entire life. And we saw that team beat the Badgers in the round of 32, eventually to go on to win the national championship. So I guess if you're going to do an over-under, and what I'm saying right now is just all this loose knowledge in my head, I'm likely going to do well for callers in the future if there's ever an NCAA basketball question.
Yeah, that's well said. You're like an encyclopedia when it comes to college basketball.
If only I had this knowledge when it came to Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
Yeah, for basic human knowledge. But it is left contained only in basketball.
What's not contained is me when I get home having a little higher love, if you know what I'm saying. Give me some high. I don't know can I sing that song while doing the read? I don't want to get in trouble.
Bad news, you just did it.
Well, I was just singing the song. I wasn't necessarily doing the read yet, so I'm safe. You know what it is. It's higher love. You need to head on over to the UP. It's less than an hour from Green Bay, less than 2.5 hours from Milwaukee. 8 retail locations in the UP, the Upper Peninsula, with 2 stores right over the border in Menominee and Ironwood. There's a 9th retail store coming in April. The best part about it is the only UP cultivator of offering organic, clean, green, certified products, which means you can count on Higher Love to provide only the good stuff and none of the bad stuff. And if you know me, I like the good stuff. I'm a good stuff kind of guy. Big time good stuff kind of guy. So when it comes to good stuff, less than an hour from Green Bay, less than 2.5 hours from Milwaukee. Check out Higher Love at findhigherlove.com/CBD, at findhigherlove.com, and at Higher Love on their socials. Give me some higher love. Back in 2 minutes.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. I have a question for you business owners. How do your books look? Are they ready for your tax return to be prepared? Did you and your accountant talk during the year and develop a plan to minimize your tax bill? Or does this sound like you? You can never get a hold of your CPA. Phone calls are not returned and questions are never answered. Your books are a mess and the bank account hasn't been reconciled since last year. You don't get any advice to help you run your business. That's not the case with the Neal Group. We are advocates and partners with our clients to help them grow. We like to work with you throughout the year to keep your books up to date so you run your business profitably. Are you ready to grow your business, improve cash flow, have less stress, and live a better life? We can help. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net to book a meeting and see if we can help. The first meeting is free. Don't wait, do it now. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
Hey, ready to sweeten your game? It's time for Quick Trip's Nature's Touch Ice Cream. Ooh, making moves like the starting lineup of a championship team. Whether you're gearing up for the big game, celebrating a win, or just looking for a sweet break in the action. Chocolate, vanilla, cookies and cream, mint chocolate chip, and more. Yeah, there's no such thing as a bad pick. So why wait? Flavor doesn't scoop itself. Get your hands on your winning Nature's Touch Ice Cream flavor today. Only at Quick Trip.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
Just got to make shots. Just got to be a man and step up and knock them down.
Brust is right there for the takeaway. Oh, and drive in for two.
Brust has it. Lets it go.
New shot clock for the Badgers. Coming up on 1 minute left. Brust the three. He hits. Ben Brust from deep. He is the new career three-point record holder in school history.
Ben Brust.
Jackson beyond the arc. Pass underneath. Brust with an acrobatic shot. Got it to go. He flipped it up blind and it went.
Explosive player, an outstanding athlete. After the turnover, he takes this is not an easy layup.
Ben is a young man who never tells somebody who's vertically challenged that they might not be good enough. I'm certainly glad he's put those 4 years in here.
No dunk.
That makes me feel really good. There is a couple dunks on YouTube at Indiana, my junior year, in the half court, and then at home against Nebraska with authority.
How does it make you feel that Coach Ryan led with
vertically challenged?
Yeah, like he could have just not, he could have left that part out. It's like Kyle said, I love this.
Do you know those people that like when they give you a compliment, they don't know how to give you a compliment? That's Bo Ryan.
So he just had to throw a little bit of something else in there.
Yeah, there's always like he's this, but
qualifier.
He is kind of like a Kyle Wallace. I love Ben Brust, but he vertically challenged.
That's a good guy then.
Which is funny he says that because I wasn't vertically challenged.
Well, you're not tall.
Are you talking about height or are you talking about jumping?
I took it as
you're
stature.
shorter than me.
I was thinking about it as athletic jumping ability.
I mean, you didn't only dunk. You only gave me 2 times that you dunked.
It's not about that. I was second on the team in vertical jump in the 10-foot radius, 37 inches.
Oh, so why did you
it's
dunk
a
it
shot
in
at your
games?
height, Ben. That's what vertically
it's your
challenged
stature.
is.
Okay, because that is a good point. Because in film sessions, so a little inside basketball. For Bo, anytime if you were guarding a ball screen, you're the guard guarding the ball handler. And a 4-man who we know can shoot sets the screen, it's an automatic switch because you don't want to drag out and then leave the 4-man open for the wing for a 3. One time I got switched on to a 4-man and I was late on the switch and he started rolling to the basket. He goes, Ben, you were still in great position. You just got short arms. And then out of the blue he goes, and short legs too. Yeah. He would just roast everybody.
Oh man, I wish there was like a documentary on those teams. 'Cause I feel like Bo Ryan would just be an absolute treat, absolute entertainment.
Oh, he would have been canceled.
Oh, right.
He would have been canceled.
Well, glad we don't know.
Yeah, I'm glad none of y'all know.
Facts.
Man, I have stories for days over beers for anyone who wants to meet me for those. But then they got to stay in a safe place.
Yeah, it's got to be trustworthy.
It's got to be a trust-free conversation.
Circle of trust.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman hanging out here. We're about to be scouting VCU BYU on TNT. A little upset special here on the Horizon Year Classic 12-5. McNeese up 23-8 right now with the ball, and in 5 minutes left in the first half. 8 points for Clemson.
That's terrible.
Pathetic.
Pathetic. 8 points in 15 minutes.
Probably a good time to mention I have Clemson minus 7.5 today.
No, you do not.
God. This was a game you chose.
You're 0 for 4 today, and you're about to go 0 for 5.
Yeah,
Stro, how many bets did you place? This is not helping.
He said he placed every game.
I like to bet on every game during the first weekend, but
why did you?
So
this is the one.
Full transparency.
Basketball.
I only bet $10 a game, but like. I tried.
How many games are today?
There's 16 games today. So
with juice or without, or do you do like $10 to win the 9, or do you 11 to win the 10?
10 to win the 9.
All right, so you're looking at minus 160 today.
That is what I'm looking at. However,
that is the pace right now.
I capped myself at $100. So
Wait,
I might not even be able to bet on the evening session. Now, here's my thought process.
That's soft.
I set aside $100, and I was like, that should be plenty to get me through the first weekend, right? Like, lose a couple, win a couple, go even on some days. I might not even get through the first session, let alone the first day.
Stro, are you questioning your college basketball expertise? Because you told us last time we were at Potawatomi.
I'm a college basketball junkie.
That you add value to us being here at March Madness at Potawatomi.
I would have added value.
How? You'd be telling everyone all these losers.
Well, I'm just going to point out that you spent a majority of the show talking about me and my bets. So I would say that's adding value.
Because you're not here.
Hey, Ben, what has Brad brought to the show today? Go ahead, tell me.
Brad, what do you think you brought to the show?
I've brought a joyful disposition, good questions to allow Ben Brust to continue to further his stories.
Brad, do you
and
like how
to
he
help
tried to
bring you
lash
knowledge
out?
in the betting world.
No, I don't like how he tried to lash out and drag other people down. He tried to do that to me before.
That's why we left him
and
in
the
the
show's
studio.
name is Kyle Brust and Nortman. So even if I'm silent for an hour,
how about
I'll
this?
be right here on
I'm
the
going to
mic.
do you like you should have did
And
Patricia.
his name still won't be on the show.
Shut up, Stro. Shut up and let us talk.
Now he's getting. You know he did. You know what you did, Kyle?
We went too far.
No, he didn't go too far for me. He just went too far for Stro, because now he's actually going to be like boycotting. He's like, I'm not going to speak. He told me to shut up. I'm a Gen Z. I can't handle a little fun.
Oh, no.
See, Stro, how you doing? Classic.
I'm glad. I'm good, because you tried to bring my boy Brad down. Not today,
I'm just
buddy.
sitting here, not making any enemies. And all of a sudden, how you get a stray bullet?
Stray bullet. Brad, who is on everyone's side just about every time, is catching the stray today.
That's right.
All right, of every team in Wisconsin, we're not talking about winning a championship, which is actually kind of sad that this is a question we have to create. What's more likely? If you had to put $100 on one of these teams to go to their respective championships, because for some reason a Final Four is considered a championship-ish level for this. Marquette to the Final Four, Badgers to the Final Four, Brewers to the World Series, Bucks to the Finals, or Packers to the Super Bowl. Which would you put $100 on right now?
Oh, my gosh.
I have so much pause with basically each and every one. Now, they're all seemingly capable, but none of them feel like a home run. So to me, I eliminate right away the long series. So Bucks and Brewers, the better team over a long series tends to win. I just don't think the Brewers and the Bucks are built to win long series like that. There are other teams that are objectively better. So for me, I'm left with Wisconsin, Marquette, and the Green Bay Packers. I think I'm going to go with the Wisconsin Badgers. I really do. I mean, and this year would be the year, right, where there are 3 seeds, so even making the Final Four wouldn't be considered a major upset. Now, beating Bama and Duke along the way would certainly be
but the bracket still
got
to play out. Of the bracket plays out.
That's true, and it's called March Madness for a reason. That crazy things happen. But you got a superstar, you got an All-American, you're able to score points, you're able to play defense. To me, it's the Wisconsin Badgers. A close second would have to be the Packers, but I don't know how I can pick the Packers when they clearly weren't good enough last year, and they didn't make any strides to become significantly better in the upcoming year.
What
so
a great time for you to throw a stat out that you texted me. I'll let Kyle answer, but I want you to bring that stat out about the Green Bay Packers.
You know what?
Did Kyle see the stat?
No, I did not.
Oh, I can't wait for Kyle to hear the stat.
Before you go, Kyle, let me read this stat off on what the Green Bay Packers, how this will color their offseason. Green Bay Packers are 27th in free agency spending from 2022 to 2025. So the last 3 years, they're 27th in free agency spending, and to no greater surprise, 32nd in guaranteed money over the same time.
And you know what's so crazy is that we celebrated the 2 signings last year, and we had a big signing
because that's huge because of the data points. It felt like a I don't know.
Yeah, it
felt like 5 players came to the Packers.
It did.
2 actually played really that well, but also the fact that it just doesn't happen.
It was a banner year, and that is most years for other teams.
See, that stat would be good if the Green Bay Packers actually drafted really, really well, and they had guys on their roster emerge as good starters. But the fact that we have holes on our roster and we need to fill them probably with some free agents is shameful because the Green Bay Packers just haven't done that. But when I look at who am I going to choose, it's for sure it's not that Green Bay Packers football team. It's not Marquette. It's not the Bucks. It's not the Brewers. It is the Wisconsin Badgers. And that's what sucks about this is that Wisconsin sports, we went from having such highs of the Final Fours when Ben was there, the Packers making it to a Super Bowl, the Bucks all of a sudden turning it around, to us being absolutely just garbage right now. When I say garbage, we just don't have any hope. Nobody is expecting a championship in the state of Wisconsin anytime soon, and that is extremely unfortunate. And all that my hopes are going to be hinging on is the Wisconsin Badgers, who haven't made it to a Sweet 16 in a decade.
8
just
years.
about 8 years.
2017.
8 years.
Now you just mentioned that, Kyle. You make a great point. We are so accustomed to all those teams that you mentioned being nationally respected, formidable, and making waves in their respective sports. Was 2010 to 2021 the best ever 11 years in Wisconsin sports history?
Absolutely.
You had 4 Rose Bowls for the Badger football team. You had 2 Final Fours and national.
5 of 6 years from 2010 to 2017. 5 of 6 years going to the Sweet 16.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
2011 end of the 2010 2011. 2011 was against Butler in New Orleans. 2012 was against Syracuse in the Boston Garden. Lost in the first round in 2013. Sweet 16 after winning in Milwaukee, going out to Anaheim. Sweet 16 for the Wisconsin Badgers. They went out to L.A. and played at the Staples Center. 2016, I believe that was when they beat Villanova. And then 2017 in the Elite Eight, they had lost in New York, I believe, to Florida on the Chiozza running buzzer beater after Zach Showalter hit a crazy shot.
And not to forget Marquette during that time period from 2010 to 2013.
They had a good 2010 to 13. After that, that's when the drought started.
But they had 2 Sweet 16s in an Elite Eight game. So I'm just saying that was the golden era of Wisconsin sports.
And a Super Bowl for the Packers.
A Super Bowl for the Packers. An NBA championship for the Bucks to end it in 2021.
An NLCS championship Game 7 that is heartbreaking against the Dodgers.
And again against the Cardinals in 2011. Was that when the Brewers went to the NLCS as well? So 2 NLCS appearances, I believe, also went to a Game 7.
I don't want to be looking back in 5 years thinking about how bad the 21 through 30 has been.
Too late.
It's certainly
it can recover.
It's certainly not on pace.
Maybe not sustainability of the long term, but you throw in somehow. I'm not saying this is going to happen. But you throw in a couple more Final Fours and a Brewers run and a Bucks championship and a Packers Super Bowl. Man, there's a lot that you got to do.
There's a lot you got to do.
Yeah, the Roaring 20s ain't too roaring for Wisconsin sports, unfortunately, right now.
Yeah, the teens, man.
What was the best decade of Wisconsin sports? 800-990-3776.
I would love an argument against that one.
There is no
2010 to 2021. Now we're sort of reaching into the 2020s, but boy,
there isn't one.
Yeah, and you can make the argument that 2020 with COVID sort of paused it, so you can grab 2021.
Yeah, I like it. But prior to that, like in the 90s, the Badgers started winning. The Packers won a Super Bowl. I don't know what Marquette was like.
You won Rose Bowls you actually won the Rose Bowls.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Won Rose Bowls when there was no college football playoff.
It was good. The Milwaukee Bucks started getting really good towards the late 90s.
What year was the Badgers Final Four? Was that
2000?
2000. I guess you could kind of consider that the 90s.
I mean, it was coming of age, and that's when we as sports fans, young people coming of age, really fell in love with sports. Thank you, Ron Dane. Thank you, Brett Favre, and thank you, Wisconsin Badgers basketball too.
Yeah, I mean the Brewers languished for sure, but even the Bucks in 2001 they went to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Sixers.
Yeah, I guess if you do 93 to 2003, that was a pretty good run because Marquette also went to a Final Four during that time.
Yeah.
Justin chimes in 800-990-3776. He's going to say the Bucks. Don't disagree with the series piece, but ultimately no one's a slam dunk, and I'm going with the team that is a top 20 player ever, and that's the Bucks. Justin, I love you, and I love your loyalty to Wisconsin sports teams and KBN, but the Boston Celtics are still the odds-on favorite. The Cleveland Cavaliers have had the best Eastern Conference season, and you'd have to get by one, if not two of them, to get, depending on seeding, how it falls out for the Bucks, to get to an NBA championship.
Yeah,
that's tough sledding right now with how hurt and the additions have been good, but not good enough to propel the Bucks somewhere where they need to be. Their odds would
Gotta be
reflect
good teams.
that.
Yeah.
Well, and the Bucks are winless against the Knicks, the Celtics, and the Cavaliers. Winless this year.
That's not good.
Not good at all.
As I head over to Potawatomi Sportsbook, I do want to look at the futures here for the NBA Finals, as we have the Milwaukee Bucks aren't even on the first page. They are plus 8,000.
Oh, my gosh.
Celtics plus 175. Thunder plus 175, Cavs plus 450, then plus 1,600 Nuggets, plus 1,600 Lakers, Warriors plus 2,000, Knicks plus 3,000, Gap, Memphis, Bucks, Timberwolves, all three teams at plus 8,000.
And this is supposed to be like the twilight years of the Giannis run.
$1 is going to win you, I think just...
Was that 800? No.
$80.
80.
Yeah.
$10 will win you $800 if the Bucks win a championship.
It's kind of a fun bet.
That is.
It's kind of a fun little bet.
I say that from a flyer standpoint right here. And go to these sports books. You can put your kiosk rewards point into the kiosk. You put $10 in for the Bucks to win a championship. I'm not saying to do this, but I'm saying it's possible. If they win the championship, you win $800 on a $10 bet.
Wow.
Brad's licking his chops.
Kind of thing. I'm scratching my chin.
Jason Wilde joins us next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Kyle, thank you for all that baby talk there and parenting talk. I'll take some of those tips.
I was getting ready for it.
Taking notes over there.
I'm taking some of those taking some of those tips, those tips and storing them away. I do like nips as well. But Kyle,
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, we start off with a little bit of a backup northbound on 43, going right around North Avenue all the way up to Keefe. Southbound's a bit tight south of Capitol Drive heading down to Keefe. We've got also westbound 94 backing up from about 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard, and 41 southbound's a little bit heavy right past Capitol Drive starting just south of Hampton. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, mainly clear and cool, a low of 29. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and windy, chance for afternoon showers, a high of 54. Weather's brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting another Scramble tournament with $1,000 in cash prizes available. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellison, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a two-man scramble at TPC Sawgrass, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through March 31st. Your winter chance to play TPC Sawgrass awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some great news from my friends at Bank 5-9. For a limited time, you can earn as much as 4.8% on one of their CD specials. With 9, 17, and 25-month options, you're sure to find a CD that fits your needs while you earn a great return. It's simply another way Bank 5-9 is making lives better in our communities. Hurry! These high rates won't last long. Check out bank59.com/CD for more details. Member FDIC.
Oh my gosh, Allie, did you look at Janet's roof? Ugh, it's like so flat. It looks like one of those roofing contractor commercials. Who even understands those roofing guys anyways?
I like flat roofs and I cannot lie. You other contractors can't deny. TPO way up high. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring.
If you want a roof that's worth staring at, Avondale Roofing is where you go. Your roofing experts for over 30 years. AvondaleRoofing.com.
Who's the
looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I'm not leaving. The Wolf of Wall Street was on the other day when I was flipping through channels. Great family film.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
I'm a naturally inquisitive person.
Holding everybody accountable.
If you feel better about that, I'm happy to do so.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you. And every Saturday night that you ain't keep my tears blue.
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel in the wonderful Sportsbook with the 2,000 square foot video wall. It's packed with energy. I love being down there with all the wagers. You can feel the momentum shift and fans and patrons being against each other and bets. Alex Stro wouldn't be doing any cheering. He is 0 for 4, looking at 0 for 5 to start the day. And joining us now is Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch. What's up, Jason?
So, do you guys have to put the blinds down, though, so you can't see all the games behind you when you're on video? Is that the rule?
Yeah, there's a copyright element there. Where we do have the 3 TVs going in the studio, though. So we have 3 games actively going on for our eyelids. Eyeballs.
You're really something. The reason I ask is not because I care about you being able to watch games while you're doing the show, but because if you haven't, and I'm not a betting guy, but I do like it when there's really good viewing experiences at various places. And if you have not been to the Sportsbook at Potawatomi, you're a winner even if you don't place a single bet, because you get to watch games that it's unbelievable. What did you say it was? 2,200 square feet?
2,000 plus square foot video wall.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean,
and I'm glad you brought that up, Jason, because when I always talk about Potawatomi, I'm like, you don't even have to bet. You don't even have to order a drink. If you just want to find a place to just watch a game, it's for everybody. And they have great food. Kyle, and you're the one who introduced the salmon to Kyle and Brad.
Oh, it's so good.
So good. I mean, we've gone through most of the menu at this point. It's delicious.
When we were there the other day, I actually ordered 2 orders of salmon.
Hey!
Did you have all 2, or was one for the road?
One for the road. Got it.
No, I didn't. I don't. I mean, I'm a very sharing, caring person. You know, I live by Coach Bennett's 5 pillars. But when it comes to the salmon, I am not. It is not servanthood. It's keepinghood.
Oh, that's probably a good point. I don't know if you want to travel with fresh fish back to Green Bay.
That's true.
That's true.
Worth the sacrifice.
Jason, happy to have you here as we are dissecting a lot of the state of Wisconsin sports. We don't want to be Palm, prisoner of the moment, from Wilde and Tausch. But is it fair to say he plays that when I say things a lot, when I use words multiple times. That's just for a little FYI. Was 2010 to 2021, and if you want to get rid of the 21, you can, but was 2010 to COVID the best decade of Wisconsin sports overall? If you look at the Badgers' Final Fours, even early in Marquette's 2010s, they had 2 Sweet 16s and Elite 8. The Packers won a Super Bowl. The Brewers went to 2 NLCS games, a Game 7 against the Dodgers that was so close. And the Bucks started to turn it around and obviously won a championship in 2021. Without being Pommy, is it the best 10 years of Wisconsin sports?
I don't know. And by the way, don't forget the Wisconsin National Championship in 2020, the COVID title that they won.
Oh, that's right. The ESPN.com championship.
Hang the banner. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really, really bad at that. I'm more of I'm definitely a, if not a prisoner of the moment guy, a live in the moment guy. I am nostalgic, so I do have good memories of different eras of Wisconsin sports, but not since I became a journalist. So, I mean, 2010 was a remarkable run by the Packers. Remember, they were the 6th seed. They went on the road 3 times and won. It convinced everyone then that it's easy to win on the road in the playoffs. And so there were times where Packers fans were hoping they wouldn't get a bye and would have a lower
They still
seed,
do,
so
and
they'd
I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
Brad and I have talked
get it.
about the win rate of a Super Bowl with a number 1 seed.
Y'all forgot what happened after we had to buy it for 15-1 season. The Giants beat us. So
That's
we're
an anomaly.
scarred.
It's an anomaly.
1 seed hasn't done anything, but I understand. You want to have the 1 seed. You want to be at home. You want to buy.
You also want to play less games.
Yep, closer to a championship. It makes sense.
Yeah, you can't lose if you don't play. That's for sure. So, yeah, look, that was a great era. I would say, obviously you were on one of the 2 Final Four teams. We talked to Mike Kelly this morning, who was on the 2000 team. Like the 2000 through 2015 window of Wisconsin sports, like the Bucks had an Eastern Conference Finals berth in 2001. Obviously, the Packers had their Super Bowl in 2010, but then also had NFC Championship game berth in 2007. Like, I would say maybe that 15-year window from 2000 to 2015 with 2 Final Fours from the Bo Ryan teams plus the Wisconsin one in 2000 with Dick Bennett, the Marquette Final Four, and what was that, 2003 with Dwayne Wade. So that would be the window that would jump out to me.
Jason,
Brad?
as free agency is unfolding,
Brad,
I'm trying to figure out how I want to ask this question without leading.
I could tell you were. Yes, I could tell, and that's what.
Because that's what a journalist would do, right, Jason? You want it to be a completely objective answer. So as I look around the league,
what makes you my 3rd favorite punter. I got more messages from Sam
third.
Sam Veitz.
Dang, what have you done? Knocked down the list.
Jason, did you know that Sam Veit coached me for like 2 years when I was in high school?
Yeah,
cool.
I did.
How about that?
You owe your spot. Maybe you need to move down further. Who have you passed it on to?
I've coached some kids in the area. No one went on to do too high of collegiate punting, but they sure stretched out the best possible college
Ask your
career
damn
they could.
question.
Stole the money from these kids.
Jason, I'm watching free agency, and I'm seeing Kevin O'Connell have a majority say in who their quarterback is. I'm watching Sean McVay basically court and recruit Devontae Adams. Ben Johnson, I mean, they're basically building that team based on how he wants to build it. And Kyle Shanahan, there's a story coming out that he's the one that said, Brandon Ayuk, we're not trading him. We want to keep him. And Lynch listened to him. That's not the case in Green Bay, right? It's very much a division of responsibilities between coaching and picking personnel. Now, those are like the contemporaries of Matt LaFleur. Do you gather that the relationship is positive between Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst, and Matt LaFleur is okay watching the rest of his coaches that are amongst his cohort have such a say in their roster? Or do you think that, maybe part of him wants more of a say and doesn't get it with this franchise?
Yeah, it's a good thing you thought through this question, because I'm going to give you a non-answer because I don't know. I don't.
What do you think?
Know. Well, yeah. Again, this is one of those things that I think it's dangerous to give an opinion on when you don't have enough background knowledge. So if at some point Matt and I get a chance, my old friend used to say, "Beers on the table," which means everything's off the record. I don't drink, but bubbler on the
Lemonade's
table.
on the table.
Yeah, but I'd be curious to ask Matt, knowing it wasn't going to be published or quoted to him, but rather maybe for background for when someone like my third favorite punter asks me this, because I think it's really, I do think it's interesting, and I am very much a believer in collaboration. Like even with the decisions we make around here, Paula and Madison and Sydney, I want to make sure we all have a say. And that doesn't mean that everyone gets their way all the time, right? You want to hear your reasoned argument or your thought process, and then if it makes sense, and maybe it's a thought that you didn't have personally, maybe you have to give pause and think, okay, well, that's a good point. Maybe I should think about this from another perspective. And I know before that there was very much a division there. I suspect that it's still there, but I can't say that for certain. Maybe their relationship has evolved. But I haven't talked about this on or off the record with Matt in a long time, so I don't know. I would give you my opinion, which is I would hope it's far more collaborative, and that the coaches and the GMs, who both report to the same person, remember, that's a very important piece of this to me. Mm-hmm. Like, if the GM is the boss, Ron Wolf always said to Mike Holmgren, I'm never going to give you a player that you don't want. Now, there were times when they didn't see eye to eye on who was a good player or not a good player, or, maybe he drafted a player that, Holmgren didn't like. Never said he didn't want him, but didn't like. And certainly Ron, despite being in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, made his share of mistakes. We love the Joey Jamison story where we're at minicamp in 2000, and when I wasn't chronicling the every step of the seventh round pick out of Wisconsin, Mark Tauscher, I was standing on the sideline, and Joey Jamison was dropping punt after punt after punt, and he was drafted as a punt returner. He's 5'5", and Ron turns to us and says, "Well, I effed up that pick." They all make mistakes, but I would
at least he admitted it.
Yeah, and that's another discussion for another day about another GM that you're referring to. But the bottom line is, I'm sorry, I'm rambling, is that I would hope that there would be a greater collaboration, because both of them report to the team president. And if it was Ted's the GM and Mike McCarthy's the head coach, or Ron's the GM and Mike Holmgren's the head coach, it would be a little different hierarchy. If they're both kind of in the same level of the organizational flow chart, I would hope that they would work together.
Jason Wilde joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel and its awesome sportsbook.
All right, Jason, why should I be excited about McCall Hardman, and also does that mean they're done with the receiving room?
Oh, I don't think they're done. I mean, they might be done with guys that have played in the league already, but they've got 8 picks, and I have a hard time picturing them not taking at least one, maybe 2 defensive linemen, at least one, maybe 2 offensive linemen, at least 1 corner, and at least 1 wide receiver. Now, again, I expect Goody to take some of those picks and trade back, try and accumulate more picks, because he is a big add swings to the plate type guy. But
7 right now?
I think there's I'm sorry?
They only have 7 picks going into the draft currently?
No, they have 8. They
picked
one,
up a compensatory.
That's right.
They got a compensatory pick, so they've got 8 picks. I would think he wants to get that to at least 10, maybe even 11. He really likes 11-player draft classes. And look, he might have missed on say Travis Glover or Jacob Monk last year, 2 offensive linemen he drafted on day 3. Maybe he needs to go further into that position with 3 guys coming up on their free agent walk years. So I think he'll probably add a wide receiver in the draft. I don't think it's ever good when you have to kind of go in with a to-do list of these are the positions we have to get. But, again, with the situation with Christian Watson, McCole Hardman makes sense. He's inexpensive. I always tell you guys, when these insiders report contracts, whenever they use the phrase worth up to and give a dollar amount, it means it's not that great of a contract, and it's really not that great of a contract for the player when they don't even say how much it is at all. just 1 year. So Hardman is a low-risk guy. They're not signing him to be Devontae Adams or DK Metcalf. They're signing him to give them an element of speed on jet sweeps, maybe get down the field or turn a short pass into a long gain, and to give them some options in the return game. But I keep going back to this, because I personally believe that when you say the team needs to have a greater sense of urgency, that should also apply to you as the general manager. I think Goody believes that the existing players need to have more urgency because he thinks he's got enough good players to do what they want to do, and that is get to a Super Bowl.
That's exactly how I took it initially when I heard the audio of your question, his answer at the end of the season presser. But then there was this notion that, is he talking about himself? But the more I listened, it was a lot of they and them. Like, we got the guys, they can do, And so it's starting to add up based off the way we've seen this offseason play out. And, Brad sent me something that I thought was extremely interesting. It's not going to be shocking. Brad, did you send that to just me?
That was the KBN group.
Oh, wonderful. Got it right here.
Ooh,
the Packers are 27th in free agency spending from 22 to 25. They are 32nd, no surprise, in guaranteed money. At some point, if the drought of not getting to a Super Bowl since 2010 doesn't change, do you think you got to look at changing the way you go about off seasons? Adapt, adjust. We've seen Gardo adapt, adjust the basketball team. Like, the Packers are just going to stick to their ways. Like, there's got to be a breaking point at some point.
Yeah, I think coaches definitely adjust, right? And Tausch and I have been talking about how we think they're going to adjust to being a more run-centric and tight end-centric offense, especially with Watson out. But I don't think general managers generally change their stripes. I think they have philosophies for team building, and they stick to them. And there are occasional exceptions, like Charles Woodson and Julius Peppers for Ted. But more often than not, yes, they did. But if you take two swings and hit two home runs, like Ted did with those two, even though I would say Woodson was a grand slam and Julius Peppers was probably a two-run shot or a solo shot, they were both home runs. But if you take 10 swings, then obviously you're going to strike out sometimes too, right? And certainly Mike Sherman, during his brief time as head coach and GM, had his fair share of swings and misses. My point is that I don't think Goody's going to change the way he believes they build. He saw last year a chance to get younger and upgrade in his mind the running back position with a guy who was more durable, and he saw a guy that had no business being on the free agent market to begin with in Xavier McKinney. That's preposterous that he was available. So, but if you read some of the things that he said or listen to some of the things he said, he was very clear that this year's free agent class doesn't have those type of players. So he signs an offensive lineman, he signs a nickel corner who maybe can be a starter, and he signs a guy that had 12 catches last year for 90 yards. Like, that's the kind of stuff he does. Yeah. So I don't think he's going to change his approach, but I do think it's worthwhile to remember that there was once a time, not that long ago, that only 6 teams in each conference made the postseason. And obviously they added the 7th team when they added the 17th game. But if that had not occurred, the Green Bay Packers would be riding a 3-year playoff drought. And maybe that kind of thing would be enough to change a mentality. But I don't think losing in the divisional round and losing to the eventual Super Bowl champions in the wild card round are enough to change anyone's thought process.
Well, Jason, we appreciate the time. We'll eat a ton of food and enjoy the environment for you.
I love it, guys. All right, take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde, listen to Jason Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these various stations, except we're just on 94.5 ESPN. More next. Don't go anywhere.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Student Athlete Support Fund is something I was looking at. I'm ultimately likely going to give to the College of Letters, I was in life.
Long week.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Backups stops along southbound 43. Going to take you right past a broken down vehicle right at the Marquette. It's on the left shoulder, so be careful with that. Northbound's going to be slow, basically from before Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. Westbound 94 heavy from 20th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, and southbound on 41, slowing from Silver Spring past Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear and cool, a low of 29. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and windy, chance for afternoon showers, a high of 54. Weather is brought to you by Burnsy's Bar and Grill on 97th and Greenfield. Your college hoop headquarters. Catch all the action on their 29 TVs and enjoy drink specials during the games. Burnsy's Bar and Grill. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The wait is over. Brewers baseball is back. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Be here for opening day. Come back for the big games and the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale now. That's opening day and every game, all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Grab your seats at brewers.com/ticket finder.
Are you ready to shake things up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee? All you gotta do is toss your rewards card into your favorite slots for drawing entries and a chance to be in the Roll for Riches game show. What's on the table? Oh, just $300K in cash and prizes. Play this March, and Thursday nights, you could get on a winning streak that, frankly, you deserve. Let it ride and Roll for Riches. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Get off the bench and into the game. Score a deal with the March Mania sales event. This month at Cunis, we have high-flying new vehicle specials at your Milwaukee Metro Region dealerships in Oak Creek and Greenfield. Get huge discounts on the Buick Envista and Envision SUVs or the rugged GMC Terrain and Sierra. Thinking pre-owned? Visit our website for a slam dunk deal on one of our 10 pre-owned super specials. Plus, our service specials on brakes, tires, and oil changes are nothing but net.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear Lifetime Powertrain Warranty, included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Embrace March Mania and score a deal this month at Cunis. Start your search online at CunisBuickGMC.com.
She's different and special and loaded with personality.
And there's one more thing, but you can't explain it in words.
She's the one.
She's the one.
The one.
You know it.
Your friends know it.
The whole world knows it.
We curated a special selection of engagement rings for her.
Can you guess what we call it?
We call it the One Collection by Kessler's.
Because these engagement rings are different.
And special.
And loaded with personality.
And one more thing. But you can't explain it in words.
Engagement rings in the One Collection start at just $725.
But some of them are more.
A lot more.
But we've got you covered.
First, we have 12 months financing at 0%. Or
second, we have 36 months financing at 9.99%, both with approved credit.
Third, we have second chance financing if you need someone to give you a second chance.
And don't forget the Kessler's warranty.
The strongest warranty of any jewelry store in the world.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, KBN, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, hanging with you. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless talking text line. Less is more. The 12-5 is in the works, folks. 38-16 with 16 minutes left. Clemson is averaging less than a point per minute because there's been 4 minutes added on to the 20 minutes that they already played.
How do you score 16 points over the course of 24
minutes?
That's insane.
It's really hard to do as a 5 seed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
second place in the ACC which was a down conference.
Oh, they're getting just
and like they're rattled. They're done.
I'm telling you, McNeese has the student manager who has the boombox.
The boombox.
I know, right? Thank you, Stro.
Yeah, they do have that boombox manager.
And he's the first student manager in college basketball to get an NIL deal.
Good for him.
Amir Khan, I believe his name is.
Good for him. As we did put up a poll on Twitter at KBN ESPN, and you can chime in, obviously, on the Carbless Talk and Text line. If you had $100 to make a bet for one of these teams to make their respective championship games, who would you bet? The Badgers, 19%. The Packers, 50%.
Oh, wow.
The Bucks, 19%. The Brewers, 12%. The fact that the Packers are half of the votes is absolutely preposterous.
I mean, they're probably... Realistically, people are still optimistic about last season. They won 11 football games. They made the playoffs. We lost to the eventual Super Bowl champion. You can find a way to talk yourself into believing that this Green Bay Packers football team has, No. I already made my decision. I told you, I'm very unhappy with my general manager and his lack of desire and want to truly try to change or adjust for the better for the Green Bay Packers. So I'm actually very, very disappointed in Goody right now because we're leaning on some
well, and that's what I love. That's what I love from Brad and what he had sent from Twitter. I think it's Wendell here on Twitter X. The Packers are 27th in free agency from 2022 to 2025. Think about that time period. It was supposed to be 2022 was part of a Rodgers year.
Yes.
Then, obviously, 2023, you can give a little pass because you wanted to see what you had.
Yep, and you didn't have the money to spend.
2024, he spent, but you had money this year to spend, and they spent it in a spot where it's good for team building. But I don't like. Let's be honest here. I'd almost rather not get Nate Hobbs and just try out the draft with an early second-round pick, and just stay young at that position. Right? Like, use that money elsewhere to bring somebody in at a need. Even if it was an edge rusher that's not a top-end edge rusher, you need more dudes in positions to be competing at spots where you're weakest.
And that's the biggest frustration I think a lot of Packers fans has is that nobody's upset about Aaron Banks. It's more upset about when we look at where was the higher need at. Offensive line, could you get better? Yeah, but the offensive line, I think, had the least amount of sacks allowed last year or was bottom at that. And so they did a good job at that. Granted, they could have improved, and so they improved the offensive line, but the higher need is on the defensive side of football. And so that's why a lot of fans are upset is that there were some guys out there that could have came in and been impactful players for this Green Bay Packer defense where you have a bigger gap that you need to fill. So that's why people are so upset is because the Green Bay Packers did get better in an area that was bad for them last year.
Well, that's where it doesn't make sense, right? Because this team, it needs more A players. They got B players all over the field, and that is reflective in how they eventually play the teams that are top of the crop. Most of the times they can't keep up with them. So to add a guy like Nate Hobbs, who seems to be like another B player, another really solid slot corner,
injury prone as well,
possibly injury prone, but it just goes back to Goody discussing a sense of urgency. I mean, if you are 27th in the NFL in anything, let alone free agent spending, it doesn't reflect a sense of urgency from a general manager position. And you said it, Kyle. Maybe if he was just cooking in the draft, like how the Eagles or the Lions were, you'd say, we don't need your free agency. We do plenty in the draft. But that's just not the case. It's just not the case. Plenty of building with B players, but you need those A to A plus players at multiple levels, and you're just not getting that.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman will continue to dive deeper into the Goody way at some point throughout this show. We'll have Matt Jones of Kentucky Sports Radio, and he is
Matt Jones.
That's who I thought
ESPN
too.
national radio host. I'm excited to talk to him because I was the idiot in Lithuania. There was a lot of teams, players that did this, talking about Kentucky when they were 38-0 in 2015. Leading up to that, a lot of people are like, this is the game that it's going to happen. I will have to pull up the tweet. I got so much hate, more than when I wore an Aaron Rodgers Jets jersey to Lambeau Field, from Big Blue Nation, because I talked some smack while I was probably a couple too many beers deep, 8,000 miles away on the social media. So we'll have Matt Jones at 4 o'clock. Stro, if you want a best bet next or later, it's your call. You might need it.
Let's do it next. I need it.
All right, sounds good. Best Bet, Matt Jones, whole lot more. 4 and 4 hour coming soon. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
DKB, they get all my love, all my energy, and all my time. I'll be danged if GKB and Craig not going to allow me to take my half an hour boo-boo. If I need to do that, they need to allow me to do that.
That's your whole lunch break.
I don't even take a lunch break. I work during lunch.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucks fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Kevin Van Rossum, president of 3 Tree Marketing. If your company is struggling to create a buzz or just looking for a new way to stand out, our team is here to help point you in the right direction. We'll assist you in building your brand and prove we truly know what works. Experts at 3 Tree can build a one-of-a-kind gifting experience that can set your brand apart and show how much you value your customers as well as your employees. At 3 Tree Marketing, we chase partners, not orders. Visit 3treemarketing.com to learn more about what we can do for you.
Transform your home in one weekend with paint from Menards. Get a paint that combines durability and gorgeous color. Dutch Boys Forever Interior Paint and Primer in One offers powerhouse protection with its stain-blocking, odor-reducing technology. Refresh your home today with Dutch Boy Paint. Get a gallon on sale now through March 23rd. View our entire selection of Dutch Boy Paint at Menards.com. Plus the weekly flyer and other great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sporked called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all the screamin' is about.
Hey, this is Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. One of the best decisions I've made was getting an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. Based right in Appleton and Waukesha, they're locally owned for 2 decades. Good Health Saunas are easy to install, cost as little as 25 cents a day, and even include a true lifetime warranty. Learn about Good Health Saunas options at goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen. And you can get $500 to $800 off your purchase. Or see them for yourself March 21st through 30th at the Realtors Home and Garden Show at State Fair Park. Remember, that's goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
They're playing basketball. We love that basketball. They're playing basketball. We love that.
Alex Strofe is staring at 0-5 against the spread on a great day to be alive and betting sports, especially at Potawatomi Casino Hotel in the Sportsbook, where it's electric down there as we are in the studio.
Bad time to bring up by a VCU on the money line.
Looking at 0-6.
However, good time to bring up I have Gonzaga minus 7.5. They're up 20.
Yes.
All
All right.
go. We need that first win.
Time to get to best bet here for you.
It's time for Ben Brust's Best Bets. Sponsored by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. There's a table waiting for you at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. 12 bars and restaurants, a winning seat at 40 table games or 3,000 slot machines, and full-service sports betting. Explore more at paysbig.com.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Strophe. Pay attention, kid.
All right.
At 6:25, Yale and Texas A&M. Over under 140.5. Most of the time, you look at these over-unders, this might be, one of those that's a little bit lower on the board. And it is. Tennessee's one that's lower. But I looked at the adjusted tempo of each team's, both above 180. Both play really slow. Texas A&M can't shoot free throws. Yale, long possessions, grind you out. I see a 62-58 type game. A lot of people have Yale in this spot to be competitive. I do as well. But I just think I like the tempo of the teams and the number. I was thinking it'd be like 135. When I saw 140, I was like, I'm sold. Under 140.5 in the Yale-Texas A&M game. The Ivy League team, long possessions, look for quality shots. But you got to remember, it's going to be hard to get quality shots against one of the better defensive teams because A&M's not known for their offense. They're known for their defense and Wade Taylor. The only thing that can hurt you here is if the best player on A&M, who is a good shooter, who's a long vet in college basketball, goes off. Still will take my chances with this number at 140.5. Slow tempo game. The best bet is 7-3 on the year. Time to get back on the winning ways to 8-4. And Stro, for the record, I do have Gonzaga and McNeese as my first two bets of the day, so I'm glad you at least have Gonzaga, and I wish you would have consulted with me first about Clemson.
Oh, hold on a minute. I did. I walked up to your desk this morning. I said, here's my plays for the day. You go, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Oh, was it not listening?
I think I was just trying to get him away.
Yeah,
he must have been because he. But then, of course, naturally,
financial implications.
As Ben Brust does, he made it about Ben Brust, and he said, "Well, my plays are in front of Greg Scalzo right now."
Yeah, he told me that too. He told me
Do you know why? Because I was here at Potawatomi from 6 to 7 for the weekly wager, and I started actually writing on my sheet. And I started looking at all the games, and I wanted him to look at what I had, and I always wanted to make sure he's in line with what we're going to, put out there at Potawatomi. And he was all in and gave me a couple that he liked as well.
Wow. You guys are in lockstep in a lot of ways.
Being fiscally responsible is important, Brad, and you would know that with the folks that you were with today at Bank 5-9.
Oh, that's right. I was hanging out with my friends at Bank 5-9. They're the best. I mean, they are making such an effort to make the lives better of those around them. They were hosting an NCAA watch party. How great is that for their customers, for their employees, anyone that wanted to join and hang out? But not only that, not only are they making lives better for me, for their employees, but also for you because you are earning that paycheck. Maybe you're earning a little bit of extra scratch from a winning bet on the games. You might as well invest it intelligently. They have special CD specials right now, earning as high as 4.8%. And with multiple durations when it comes to month, you can find a CD that fits your needs. Just another way that Bank 5-9 is making lives better because that is their mission statement. Make lives better. Gotta hurry. These rates will not last long. So check out bank59.com/CD for more details. Member FDIC.
Matt Jones of Kentucky Sports Radio. They're in town for the Fiserv Forum. What do we say here? Obviously venue, but sessions.
Yes.
For tomorrow's games in Milwaukee. He hosts ESPN National Radio sometimes as a fill-in and on the weekend. Matt Jones coming up next in 2 minutes on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Still a bit of a backup northbound southbound on 43 from before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. On the southbound side, slowing down from North Avenue down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Southbound on 41, heavy from Silver Spring down to Capitol. Northbound's got pockets of heavy traffic north of Watertown Plank Road to Mayfair Road, and then again from North Avenue up towards Burleigh. Traffic is brought to you by Snow River Mountain Resort in Michigan's UP. Over 125 inches of pure natural powder this season. Visit snowriver.com to book now. Snow River Mountain Resort, where the snow stays longer and the lines move faster. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear and cool, a low of 29. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and windy, a chance for afternoon showers, a high of 54. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Join their two-man scramble tournament and play TPC Sawgrass for a chance to win cash through the 31st. Sign up at wisconsinindorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's time for Ben Brust's Best Bets. Sponsored by Potawatomi Casino
graduate
Hotel.
high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Brewers opening day is coming up on Monday, March 31st against the Royals. Be here for the first crack of the bat, the first pop of the glove, and that first taste of summer as we celebrate the start of a new season. The party starts pregame with live entertainment and a national anthem performance by singer-songwriter Allison Mahal. Plus, get here early for a special pregame tribute to Bob Uecker. You don't want to miss out on one of the biggest days in baseball. Get your seats for opening day now at Brewers.com.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys. We them boys. We making noise.
There we go.
It's the 414 hour at 4. Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook on KBN.
That is Kyle Wallace. I am Ben Brust alongside Super Bowl 50 runner-up Bradley Nortman. Alex Stro running the show, UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776, the Carbless Talking text line, and see our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Excited to have a guest join the show right off the rip of the 414 Hour 4. Matt Jones, Kentucky Sports Radio. You hear him on ESPN National right here, sometimes on 94.5 ESPN. Matt, welcome into the program, and are you in MKE yet?
I am. I didn't know you called it MKE, but I'm in MKE at the Milwaukee.
Man, we've had. This is the second time that on KBN. Who do we have last time? It was John Butchergross. Before the USA Canada hockey game, where he had an unbelievable outfit on, and he couldn't talk to us.
Describe the outfit.
What do you want? What am I supposed to do?
He's trying to talk to us.
Yeah,
but
he's
we can't
trying
hear
to talk
him.
to us.
Oh man,
Strofe, can you hear him? I know. If you can see me,
hey. Hey,
I know he can see us. He can't. Is he
see
coming
you.
through on your end?
Hey.
There's
All
that
right,
echo.
now does that work?
All right, so what we're going to do is talk less and have you talk more, Matt, because I was able to hear you.
All right, so I'm in Milwaukee. I'm at the Bucks Arena. Just got done with the Kentucky practice and ready to rock. I've been to Milwaukee a couple times, but Mark Pope, coach of Kentucky, used to play here. Said he used to eat at Cops and drive by, I guess, the sign that say what the custard of the day was every time he did it.
Oh, I like him.
Have you done it yet,
ready
Matt?
for whatever's next, which is Kentucky against Troy.
So Matt, I was an idiot at one point in my life and still am. Back-to-back Final Fours. Hate us because you ain't us. Call me Daxter Miles Jr. Kentucky will be 38-1.
I can't hear your questions, but I'm sure they're wonderful.
I got 300 replies on that, which is a lot
well.
back in 2015. The internet's gone a lot crazier here, where if you get ratioed, you get ratioed. Big Blue Nation did not take that very lightly. A couple death threats in there. I'm good with that. That's passion. What was that 2015 Final Four matchup like for you when they were 38-0? All right, well, I was wondering if it was going through to YouTube. Stro, have him call if he's still welcome to coming in on the show, because I do want to get Matt Jones on the show.
Who?
Strofe. Mike. I was when I hear that, I say
it gets me every time. It gets me every single time.
A very classic. I'm sure Matt heard that a lot growing up. So what you're saying is that Matt did he work at Kentucky when you made that comment?
He's been a Kentucky fan his entire life. He bleeds blue and white.
It has to be extremely tough to be a Kentucky fan, especially when you had Coach Calipari and you had all the best recruits, but you only came out with one championship. Am I creating beef with this guy, Matt Jones?
Well,
you may not be able to hear
truth.
you.
Yeah, when it comes to Kentucky, I feel like that's one hornet's nest you don't really want to rattle, and you went ahead and did it, Ben. I will say, though,
they're crazy down in Kentucky.
I was buzzed up 8,000 miles away in Lithuania. I wasn't thinking.
Spot the lie, though, in your tweet. Though.
Well, it ended up being right, but it wasn't exactly the smartest thing to do, is to put the team that was playing them, giving them at 38-0 any motivation.
So you're saying you send that tweet off? That is, it's such a seismic tweet that garners so much hate that when you walk around with that Aaron Rodgers jersey on, it's no problem.
All right, well, we got Matt on the phone. Matt, check 1, 2. We got you loud and clear?
Got you. And you're already talking about Aaron Rodgers, maybe my least favorite athlete to ever play sports. So I'm glad to be back with you.
You know, it's funny that you said least favorite athlete to ever play sports. My man was balling back in the day. You can't hate the highlight reel of what he was able to do with a football.
I'm a Bears fan, but that's actually not why I hate him. Because that's actually not why I hate him. Because honestly, I was just used to losing you guys every year anyway. It didn't matter. I have a problem with people who are stupid, who believe they're smart. And if I were to look that up in the dictionary, it would have Aaron Rodgers' picture on it. So that's my biggest problem with him.
Next to Aaron Rodgers might be me, Ben Brust. So you might be thinking the same thing right there. So Matt, were you able to hear anything I said? Because if not, it's okay.
No, I wasn't. I am sorry. For whatever reason, the audio wasn't working. But go ahead. I'm glad to answer again.
We'll blame Alex Strofe, the producer, because we had John Butchergross on the VMix link that we sent, and our producer, Alex Strofe, which you know in radio, the producer gets all the blame, and this one is deserved. Day of USA Canada, we got Butchergross in an awesome KFC shirt, wants to be on video, can't be on video. You looked handsome, ready to go. Strofe doesn't get you on. So, going back in time.
That's okay. Listen, producers make mistakes. That's all right. You're right. They never get credit when it works, and they always get blamed when it breaks. But on this case, I think it was his fault.
Yeah, it was. Like an offensive lineman with a false start. They're only showing them when the bad moments happen. Now, going back in time a little bit, I was a part of the 2014 team that lost to Kentucky. I was on the right wing as Aaron Harrison shot it on the left wing. I had made 6 for 6 before that moment, and I was like, holy cow, Aaron Harrison, from the same spot that he hit it in the 2 games prior, they were 0-4 in that game. I say, he's going to miss it, he's going to be a long side rebound, I'm going to get the rebound, make full free throws, I'm going to national championship game. That didn't happen. But then I got shipped off to Lithuania to play professionally, 8,000 miles away, and it was an interesting time in my life. Smoked my first cigarette outside of a casino. Maybe got buzzed up a little too much. I was trying to find my way in life. And I think I might have buzz tweeted a little too much. Back-to-back Final Fours. This was on March 28th, 2015. I don't know why I said hate us because you ain't us. That was just me being buzzed. Call me Daxter Miles Jr. Kentucky will be 38-1. Looking back 10 years ago, they got 300 replies. That might have been 2,000 replies in today's era. The mute button was my friend. Did you see that tweet? Did Kentucky see that tweet? Did it have any effect on the game?
Well, first of all, I probably amplified that tweet and said you were the worst person
You know
I'd
what
ever
you
met.
did.
But I don't know.
You absolutely did.
I don't know if I did that or not. You know that it's funny. The 2014 game, I was sitting right behind Aaron Harrison when he shot that ball, and I knew it was going to go in because he had made it. He'd made it all the way through. Made it against Wichita State. Made it against Louisville. Made it against Michigan. In 2015, I had said all year that the only team that could beat Kentucky in the country was Wisconsin. I thought you all matched up well with us. I thought Sam Decker was going to especially be a problem. And then Alex Poitras, who was the one player on Kentucky's team that I thought could guard Sam Decker, he got hurt and he was out for the rest of the year. So I think you guys played Arizona in the Elite Eight, and I was really, really, really pulling for Arizona because I thought Kentucky could beat anyone else. I thought Wisconsin was the one that could give us a problem, and it did. And for most Kentucky fans, it's the second most painful loss of their life. First will always be 92 Duke, the Leitner shot. There'll never be one that passes it. But for most people, they put Wisconsin 2015 second because if we win that game, we would have crushed Duke, and they would have been 40-0, which probably will never happen again in college basketball.
I like how I said that because I was like, we're beating UConn, the 7th seed, the next game. In my head. I love that you're thinking the same way I am.
And I got to ask you, man, by
we
the
were
way.
going to beat Duke. I mean, Duke could not have matched up with that Kentucky team. You were the only team that had the size and the sort of versatility to do it. We would have killed the Duke team. But, alas, that's the way it goes.
Man, I got to ask you because, you had a lot of heartbreak, and I'm going to say, first and foremost, hear you every day before Sunday Karma on Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon here in Wisconsin. You look nothing like you sound, buddy. I love the country sound that you have, but I do want to know, how do you cope with all the losses? Because here in Wisconsin, our teams just don't win championships of late. We had the Bucks, but the Wisconsin Badgers is heartbreak. The Green Bay Packers are disappointing. The Milwaukee Brewers continue to disappoint. As somebody who's a Kentucky fan, how do you cope with expectations and never living up to them?
Well, first of all, you don't be trying to compare us to you. All right, we've won 8 national championships.
I was going to say, why did you do that? You gave them the floor to rip on us.
Yeah, I mean, that's an 8 national championship versus, I believe, a 0 national championship.
1941. Put some respect on 1941, Matt.
I do remember that. You guys were really good before World War II and integration. But besides that...
Sounds about right.
But no, it is tough. I mean, especially in the last 15 years, or since the Anthony Davis team, there've been a lot of Kentucky teams that had a shot. 2014 team went to championship, although I think they overperformed. But they certainly should have won it in 15. I think 17, the Bam, Adebayo, Malik Monk, De'Aaron Fox team was probably the second best team in the country. They just lost to the best team, which was North Carolina in the Elite Eight. And then 2 of the last 3 years in the tournament, they've gotten beat by St. Peter's and Oakland, which have been brutal defeats for the program, basically ended Calipari's time here. So tomorrow night is a huge game. I mean, it is for Kentucky. You cannot lose. They lost to a 15-seeded St. Peter's, 14-seeded Oakland, can't lose to a 14-seeded Troy. Kentucky's had a lot of injuries. I mean, a lot of injuries. They're still not healthy, but they're healthier than they've probably been since December. So I feel like they're going to win tomorrow. Sunday, I think, is going to be a tougher battle, but I still like where Kentucky is going into the weekend.
Everyone listening's like, bumps this Kentucky. Kyle was just looking for coping advice, and you gave us we're looking into Sunday's game right now. Ben Brust, Kyle.
Sounds like a delusional fan to me.
No.
He sounds delusional.
Like you and Matt have a lot in common. Delusional fan.
He sounds like a delusional fan, so we can get along.
And Matt, hang on just a second. Time out. Yeah. I don't know who I'm talking to, but you think I sound delusional for saying we're going to beat Troy? That's not exactly like saying we're going to win the national championship. I'm just saying we'll get to Sunday and play either Illinois or Xavier. Yeah,
Instead of talking about how you cope with the losses, you talked about how the future could be bright. That's what we do.
You Wisconsin folks are always like trying to be sad. I want to be happy in life, okay?
We're Midwest nice. We're Midwest nice.
And he's a Bears fan, too.
Yeah,
that's
a tough existence.
Here's what I found. First of all, you are right. Most people I've met in Wisconsin are nice, but you're also like slyly not nice too. You're like one of these people who they'll give you food, but they'll also poison one of the condiments so that you end up getting food poisoning when it's over. Like there's a little bit of that with people from Wisconsin. I work with Gabe.
Yeah, you ask me for a double if you come to my house and your drink. I'm probably pouring you a triple.
No, but all right, so I've ragged on a couple things. Let me give a couple compliments. I was at week 1 in Green Bay with ESPN with our national show, and I think you guys know this, but I think it's the best environment for a professional game. It's the most like a college stadium. in America. I really love Giannis, probably my favorite non-Kentucky player in the NBA. So I do have some positive Wisconsin things, and I'm big buddies with Big Cat, who's a Wisconsin fan, so I can't hate him too much for that. But 2015 does stick in my craw, and Sam Decker and I have gone back and forth on the radio quite a bit over the years, and I'll do it again for him beating us in 2015.
Matt, you have a unique perspective being a Kentucky fan, but also national radio. So you've got a good pulse, maybe not so biased as maybe how I view the University of Wisconsin. I played football there. Ben, of course, played basketball there. For my whole life, Wisconsin has felt like a football school, first and foremost. But, man, with the recent years of the struggles under the Luke Fickell era, now with the basketball team playing well, in the national eyes, has the University of Wisconsin shifted to be more of a basketball school?
It's just a good question.
Well, I mean,
we're sad.
So we're in Kentucky. We look at things through a basketball lens. So I considered when I think Wisconsin football, I think Ron Dane, right? Like I just think run it down your throat, crush people. I know it's not been like that in recent years, but going back to Bo Ryan and now even with Braun, you guys, the way your offense executes when it's working in basketball is pretty awesome to watch. I believe it was the game against Illinois earlier this year, and it might have been one of the best offensive performances I've seen this year in terms of like execution and efficiency. So I tend to look at you as a basketball school. I think you've actually hit a higher peak in basketball than you have in football most of the last 15 years or so. So, yeah, I would consider – what's up, Bo? I would consider it a basketball school. I'm sitting here with an Illinois coach who we're going to have to play in the second round. That's what I'm looking forward to. But go ahead.
Love that. We'll get you out of here very shortly here. We appreciate the time, and especially after the technical error by Alex Strofe, the producer. We'll say that the rest of the show. Matt Jones of Kentucky Sports Radio and ESPN National Radio, a great teammate of ours. Happy to have him here as he's a huge Kentucky fan. But you mentioned you're a Bears fan, and this isn't a weird offseason for the Green Bay Packers and the fans because the spending in free agency doesn't happen. And I'm not going to make this about Ben Johnson and what he's doing to build up the offensive line or the Vikings and what they're doing even without, knowing if McCarthy is going to be any good. They went and got talent. The Lions are talented. We're sitting here, and it's been since 2010 since the Green Bay Packers got to a Super Bowl. They spend no money in free agency. They don't change their ways. We're like mad over here. Does it annoy you that we're mad?
You should be. You're in the best division, in football, in my opinion, and I think you can make a strong argument that the other teams tried to make themselves better, and you all didn't. Now, with that said, I don't think Green Bay. I was disappointed in the way they ended the season last year, but you still have a quarterback that I think most teams would envy. But yes, I would be frustrated.
Would you take Love over Williams if you had a choice?
If you made me do it today, I probably would because Love's more of a known quantity, right? Whereas with Williams, I think he has a chance to, if he reaches his peak, be better than Jordan Love, but the downside's a lot higher. And my problem with the Bears has been for 30 years that if we had just had a productive quarterback, we would have been a contender a number of times, and we just haven't. So I think if you guaranteed me a productive quarterback, I would take it. So I think it's understandable to have frustration. And let me also say this, since I know you're probably ending the segment soon. ESPN Milwaukee, for those of you listening, I'm going to give a national perspective on this. I'm very proud of what we built in Kentucky as a local show. But there is no local station in the United States that has done a better job of creating itself into an actual thing than ESPN Milwaukee. And you guys are part of it. I know there's a lot of people, but there are a lot. When I go and meet with radio stations, which I do on the business side of my life, I always point to you guys as how do you make a local radio station really work. So I do want to give you a shout out from afar.
Well,
thank you. Very kind
on
words.
That note, I mean, Matt, I got an extra guest room. You can take the morning shift with my 14-month-old. We're going to have a good time watching hoops together.
Yes. Well, you come to Kentucky. Listen, the Derby and the Oaks, there's nowhere else in America you'd rather be that weekend than in Kentucky. And hopefully in 2 weeks you guys will have me on, and I'll be there from San Antonio as we make a miracle run to the Final Four. Maybe you all will even join us.
We'll have to check.
Why not?
If you buy it, I'm flying.
before you get so negative, Troy, Illinois, a Tennessee team we've played twice already this year and beat them.
I know. I'm on Tennessee all the way there. I'm on Tennessee all the way there.
Tennessee's better, but I will say this: Kentucky's played them twice and dominated both games. So it's not crazy to think they could do it a third time.
It is. Yes, it is. I can't handle the optimism.
You know what? I take back all my compliments. If your analysis is, it is, that's not very good analysis. Come on.
Yeah. Well, I could go deeper into that, but that's for you and I on a college basketball podcast, because we got to rip on Kevin Harlan, who we love, whose father is Bob Harlan, the former president of the Packers, because he's throwing propaganda at us about Gutekunst. So that's what's coming up next. Matt, we appreciate the time.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
That's Matt Jones, great teammate of ours on the ESPN radio side of things, Kentucky Sports Radio as well. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. I don't know. He when he took the shot about the whole "y'all are nice," but you know, kind of have the sly thing. I turned my tune a little bit.
Yeah, they're kind of fighting words. If there's one thing that Wisconsin people are known for, it is the nice, the kindness, and saying that that's inauthentic. Can't have it.
He got me. That southern voice he got me. I love the guy.
I'm not gonna lie, I do too. Like, I'm talking tongue in cheek. I love the way he talks and his personality. I just fall in love with Matt Jones.
I think you did.
All right. Well, what we're going to do then is have Brad tell us how, at this time of year as the weather turns, you got to be moving and grooving.
Yeah, man, I'm watching all these athletes, and they're moving. And if you're not, then you need to go visit my friends at QC Kinetics, because if you struggle with joint pain, whether it be your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or your back, then it is time to finally conquer that. Enjoy spring and summer as it comes here in Wisconsin and get long-term pain relief. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. So when it comes to platelets and plasma and PRP and all sorts of cutting-edge technologies, they are going to be able to put you on a personalized plan to a pain-free life with no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. There's just tens of thousands of satisfied patients who have already been on that journey, and they're living their life pain-free, so why wait? Your consultation's free, so you can make it happen with no cost or no pressure, but just hear them out, because they might just be the future of your pain-free life. Call QC Connects today at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
More Kyle, Brust, and Nortman until 5 o'clock. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
When I'm, again, doing the Pack Arena, and as a shareholder, when I'm sizing up my ring,
right now.
1 packer, 2 packer, 3 packer arena.
Hey.
What's the rest of the words? Jordan love the Christian Watson. Nay, that's a touchdown.
That on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Still a bit of a backup northbound on 43 from before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. On the southbound side, slowing down from North Avenue down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Southbound on 41, heavy from Silver Spring down to Capitol. Northbound's got pockets of heavy traffic north of Watertown Plank Road to Mayfair Road, and then again from North Avenue up towards Burleigh. Traffic is brought to you by Snow River Mountain Resort in Michigan's UP. Over 125 inches of pure natural powder this season. Visit snowriver.com to book now. Snow River Mountain Resort, where the snow stays longer and the lines move faster. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear and cool, a low of 29. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and windy, a chance for afternoon showers, a high of 54. Weather's brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Join their 2-man scramble tournament and play TPC Sawgrass for a chance to win cash through the 31st. Sign up at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I always loved the line, I'm not here to prove them wrong. I'm here to prove us right.
But that's from a non-petty person. A petty person would never say that.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Is that why Tom Petty was playing when you kicked that guy?
Yeah, that's Matchbox 20.
Kurt Petty.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list. But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again. What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum, modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree. What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Tourney time is here, and Burnsy's Bar and Grill on 97th and Greenfield is the place to be. 29 TVs to catch all the games, ice cold drinks, and unbeatable specials. Watch hoops and get $5 call mixers, $6 doubles, $4 shots, and $3 beer specials. Get your grub on while enjoying all of Burnsy's appetizers, each under $10. Dozens of TVs, tons of drink specials, and apps for everyone. It's Burnsy's Bar and Grill on 97th and Greenfield. Don't miss a minute of the action.
Be the MVP of gift giving with a Milwaukee Bucks gift card. From exhilarating Bucks experiences to unforgettable Fiserv Forum events, your gift card recipient can score tickets to Bucks games and other events through the Ticketmaster box office. Shop exclusive gear at the Bucks Pro Shop or get a favorite snack at Fiserv Forum's concessions. It's a win-win gift that lets them choose their experience. To purchase a gift card, visit bucks.com/gift cards.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You know, there is that common misbelief today that you always got to go further. You need to continue to push yourself to the point where you're just going to give up all that joy. You need to have joy. And there's one way to have joy. Sit back, relax, take some time to enjoy life. Like tonight. Have a Michelob Ultra with friends. Only 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Same amount of yards as the local team just signed. And enjoy Michelob Ultra at Who's on Third, Kelly's Bleachers, Big Ben, Camp Bar Wauwatosa's, and Stenny's Lake Country, Pewaukee. Michelob Ultra is a proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks. It is superior light beer. It's only worth it if you enjoy it, and I plan on, trust me, enjoying it. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, the best producer in the world with guests on video, Alex Stro. I'm not going to rip into you, because I know you guys hate the system we use, but what the damn hell?
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, fair enough.
It's so tricky with the audio and feedback, and it's inconsistent.
Yeah, the only time the audio worked was when we got a loop of you guys. So I don't really know how anything.
Yeah, I was hearing that. I was like, what is going on? I felt like I was on like 8 places at once.
This happened on Sunday Karma with Craig multiple times, and I had to troubleshoot.
I mean, production in general, that looks like a whole different language and a whole different thing.
Brad's going to be appreciative of you, Stro.
Whatever you can do, Stro. I mean, I don't even understand how radio works.
I've said on the air many times, Ben likes to pretend he's a producer a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah.
But he has no idea what in the world he's even talking about.
Yeah, we got a board, turn it up, put it in queue.
Yeah, right.
I feel like there's more buttons and switches than like an airplane. You know, you look at an airplane, there's all these switches and buttons.
That's wrong.
There's more on that board than on an airplane.
All right. How many?
Less pressure.
How many? Kyle,
less pressure. There's a lot less pressure.
How many switches are in the cockpit of a, let's just go 737.
Do you guys think you could land a plane if you needed to?
Yes.
If someone talked you through it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's ego right there.
No, it's not ego.
Do you understand
They put
how
these damn things in autopilot
until they land
and fall asleep.
Until they land.
But they gotta land it, Ben. You can't put it in auto landing.
Put me in the headset, get me air traffic control with a pilot nearby, and tell me what to do.
Lord.
I can follow directions.
So would it be your quote from earlier? You just got to be a man. Got to be a man. Hit the shots.
Step up to plate, hit the shot, land the plane.
So if they ever say, "Is there a pilot on the plane?" You would raise your hand.
I got it. Talking to air traffic control.
Flight simulator.
Yeah.
09er 559er 5.
Hit the altitude toggle 2%. 2%.
We are flying at 35,000 feet altitude right now. Descending about 5,000.
Okay,
Are we clear for 30,000 feet?
The Ben knows pilot words. He thinks he can land a plane.
He's talking about the pilot words that he's saying to the flyers, not the people on the air traffic control.
I don't think Ben understands. My uncle was a pilot.
He knows how airplanes work.
Yeah, there is so much training that they have to do, even though they're in the middle of
blah.
All right.
Fly a plane is easy.
If there's a pilot listening, I would love to know if they could call in or text in and say, yes, if any... I don't want to dumb down the profession because it's incredibly dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
Could air traffic control walk a standard person to land?
I am no standard person.
I just want y'all to
you're
understand.
standard.
Wait a minute. Y'all do realize air traffic control, they're not pilots. They just tell you who's clear. They don't have a certification in flying.
But they could call a pilot. How many pilots are just on standby to talk you through it?
All right.
I'm right here if they need.
Have we gotten how many buttons there are on a 737?
The Google search
probably got confused.
It just says a large number of buttons. But
we can't even quantify.
My favorite thing is switches, buttons, and knobs.
It's the knobs you got.
Wait. Which knob is it? It's the button. The button.
Are you under the impression that every plane looks the same?
Oh, good point.
An A320-200 pit has 490 switches and buttons.
Oh,
damn.
my gosh.
Yeah, that's
he's going to be trying to land the plane. He's going to hit the seatbelt button. Yeah.
Don't
hand out the parachutes. Hand out the parachutes.
I got 11 per slider, and I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I have 22 sliders. What's 11 times 22?
Little around 300.
I guess there is a lot.
Yeah, it's actually
wow.
Because 22 times 10 would be
that's over the board. That's not our video stream. I might have more buttons than a pilot.
Do you have more responsibility as a producer than a pilot?
No.
Well, responsibility, no, but complications.
Without a doubt. Harder job.
If you can produce, I can land a plane. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. Coming up next, Kevin Harlan, one of the voices of the NCAA tournament. You hear him on TNT. You hear him for the NBA playoffs. You hear him all over the place. You hear him in EA Sports or 2K or whatever. I mean, the guy is everywhere. Father is Bob Harlan. Son is one of his sons. He got 3 daughters. I meant to say daughter is Olivia Harlan Decker, Sam Decker's wife.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
I knew that.
Kevin Harlan had some things to say this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy that has Kyle up in arms. Next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I'm a seam head now. You can call me whatever you want.
Oh, seam head.
I don't even know what that is.
That means I'm a baseball dork. All I do is sit and watch MLB big inning at night.
Seam head.
I've never heard that before.
This is because you're not a seam head.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Northbound 43, we are seeing delays coming from about Kilbourne all the way up to Keefe. The southbound side slowing down from Fond du Lac Avenue down through and over the high-rise bridge. Westbound 94, a little heavy from 20th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Eastbound's looking pretty good, just a little tight right through the stadium interchange itself. And then on southbound 41, heavy from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Hampton. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear and cool, a low of 29. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and windy. Chance for afternoon showers, a high of 54. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The wait is over. Brewery Brewers baseball is back. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Be here for opening day. Come back for the big games and the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale now. That's opening day and every game, all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Grab your seats at brewers.com/ticket finder.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
If you told me Jackson Dart ended up going number 3 overall to the Giants, I'd believe it. I'll go one step further. If you told me Jackson Dart was the second quarterback drafted in the NFL draft, I'd believe it. I'm not saying he should be.
Hold on, you said what? Second quarterback drafted?
Mm-hmm.
Over Shador?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I think teams are incorrectly scared of Shador, and there's literally nothing he presents that's scary.
Oh, so it has nothing to do with a talent disparity that you're talking about. You're saying that teams might not want to deal with the celebrity that comes with Shador Sanders.
If I told you the New York Giants drafted Jackson Dart and not Shador Sanders, are you surprised by that?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
Okay, you're a fan and a media member. You played for them.
If Shador is on the board and they take Jackson Dart, that would not be a good look.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Welcome back to warm weather coming up soon, and there's no better way to make sure that you keep that cool AC in your house and that hot air outside of your house than getting brand new windows with Universal Windows Direct. They have new energy efficient windows that I absolutely love inside my home. I'm telling you, my boy Jamie came by. Yes, Jamie Shea came to the crib. He showed me all the different options. He wasn't trying to sell me anything. He was just trying to educate me, and me and baby girl chose the best option for our home, and I want you to have that exact same opportunity. And here's something that's great. Buy 2, get 2, buy 4, get 4. There is absolutely no limit, and also a perfect opportunity to upgrade your home without breaking the bank. And here's something that will make your wallet even happier. Pay no interest until 2030. That's right. 0 interest for the next 6 years. Tough to beat that, but wait, there's more. This month only, Universal Windows Direct is giving you an extra $500 off your home improvement project. Whether you need a few windows or a full home upgrade, the bonus savings makes now the perfect time to act. Call them today at 414-410-2000 or visit them at universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free in-home visit today. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
And I'm in heaven at Potawatomi Casino Hotel in the awesome Sportsbook with a 2,000 square foot video wall. You know what, Stro? Change of plan. Bumps Kevin Harlan. Before we get to Brian Balaga, who is joining us next, I think we need to make a 2/3 vote decision.
Oh, I like this.
Alex Strofe has been begging and been desperate to come to Potawatomi Casino Hotel to be at our show as an on-site producer.
You undersold the begging.
I undersold the begging of wanting to be here with us, as he has the most FOMO of top 5 FOMO of somebody that I know.
It's embarrassing.
Strofe, your fate comes down to our vote. We start with Brad Nortman. Should Alex Strofe, he did not go sub 6 on his 40 time. He ran a 6 flat out of 4 attempts, or 4 timed, 2 attempts, 4 timings. Yours ended up at 6 flat. He needed to run a sub 640 on Wednesday.
Well, to me, as I look at this situation, I think of 2 things. One was what was put in front of them, and 2 is the show itself. To me, tie goes to the runner. So I got 6.00 on Strofe's final time.
Soft.
Click. Tie goes to the runner for that one. And I just think Strofe would bring the energy. Be a lot of fun tomorrow as we do a Friday show, Friday vibes. We're always a little goofy, a little fun, a little silly on Fridays. Might as well make it crazier. Bring Strofe here in person. Strofe, you got my vote.
1 vote for Alex Strofe to join us at Pato tomorrow, live as an on-site executive producer. Get rid of the executive.
Executive! I've been promoted!
Kyle Wallace!
Well, Alex Strofe, I got one question for you.
Sure.
Did you or did you not run it in under 6 seconds? Because you thought you ran it under 6 seconds. The hand time said you didn't. What did you do?
I believe I ran it in under 6 seconds.
Honesty is a core value. I didn't ask you what you believed. I told you what happened. So with that, since you cannot be honest, the answer for me is no. Stay your behind right there in the studio.
Wow.
The 2/3 vote comes down to Ben Brust.
It's a lot of pressure, Ben. It's a lot of weight.
Well, because he didn't run the time and just didn't admit to running the times, I'll make a proposal.
Okay.
He can come tomorrow if he gives up his spot at the wedding.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Wow.
Alex Strofe, you're on the clock.
You just got to be a man and step up and knock him down.
Brust is right there for the takeaway. Oh, a drive in for 2. Brust has it. Let's it go.
New shot clock for the Badgers. Coming up on 1 minute left. Brust the 3. He hits. Ben Brust from deep. He is the new career 3-point record holder in school history.
Ben Brust.
Jackson beyond the arc. Pass underneath. Brust with an acrobatic shot. Got it to go. He flipped it up blind and it went.
Explosive player, an outstanding athlete. After the turnover, he takes this is not an easy layup.
Ben is a young man who never tells somebody who's vertically challenged that they might not be good enough. Certainly glad he's put those 4 years in here.
I'm sorry, Wisconsin legend Ben Brust. Did you say something?
Alex Strofe 4-3. He's coming to Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
Oh, what a comeback story.
Butter me up.
Food on Haley and Pato. Drinks on Ben Brust after.
Hey.
Kyle Brust and Nortman
I
live
definitely am
tomorrow
excited
at
about that.
Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Featuring the on-site producer, Alex Strofe. It is settled 2/3 vote. Play to the ego. What a call by Alex Strofe. You're in tomorrow, buddy.
This is March, baby. What a comeback story.
I've seen some comebacks in my day.
The
but
16-1
boy.
upset. Going into my bracket, he was the 16 seed, and I was Virginia. Then UMKBC or whatever they were called played the audio.
UMBC.
And made,
That's because I know college basketball. UMBC.
oh yeah, you're betting on the day. Don't you push it. Don't you push it.
Yes, sir. Wisconsin legend.
Brian Balaga joins us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Yeah, let them do it. I ain't doing it.
You're not gonna hurt our
No,
feelings.
come on.
Just mine.
Homer, come on.
Yo, fuck, I should be doing this time. I should be 2-6. That good enough for you? You need any more?
That's fair. Dog.
Need any more? One? Us?
Yeah.
Y'all
2, 3, 4.
You're all the same. There we Nobody's as good as me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Gruber Law Office's Thanalysis Live is back. March 29th at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Join Thanasis Adetokunbo for a live show that's sure to entertain like none other. Last year it was a surprise appearance from ESPN's Stephen A. Smith. You never know what Thanasis has planned for 2025. Get your tickets to Thanalysis Live right now. Visit ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter for event and ticket info. It's Gruber Law Office's Thanalysis Live, presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and Carbliss. Also supported by the Prisoner Wine Company and McDonald's.
Being a Pella consultant means helping people build their dreams.
Customers really appreciate just how prepared we are. All the samples, the videos, pictures.
We are with you from start to finish. You literally have a friend from beginning to end and beyond with your project.
Our Pella team simplifies the process, taking time to listen and find the right solution for you. And right now, get 0% interest for up to 72 months. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 3/31/2025.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you, growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you, buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you, building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Drum roll, please.
Carbliss is here with refreshing new flavors. Introducing their Tropical Bliss Variety Pack. Let the summertime flavors of blood orange, watermelon, raspberry, and grapefruit whisk you away from the winter blues. New flavors, same great Carbliss perks. Every handcrafted cocktail still has 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and just 100 calories. Find the Tropical Bliss Variety Pack in store wherever Carbliss is sold and enjoy your winter passport to paradise. Grab a pack today and discover why Bliss is more with Carbliss. That weird Wisconsin weather is here. Snow one day, sun the next. But you can always count on Tsunami Express to keep your car clean. With 6 locations across southeastern Milwaukee, Tsunami Express helps fight that salt, grime, and mud with powerful vacuums and state-of-the-art wash technology. Technology like their best-in-class T2 with graphene for a long-lasting shine and protection. Stop at any Tsunami Express location and get your first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Terms and conditions apply. First wash free for new members only.
Are you ready to shake things up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee? All you gotta do is toss your rewards card into your favorite slots for drawing entries and a chance to be in the Roll for Riches game show. What's on the table? Oh, just $300K in cash and prizes. Play this March, and Thursday nights, you could get on a winning streak that, frankly, you deserve. Let it ride and Roll for Riches. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Happy New Year. How's business? Do you really know? We recently worked with several clients who thought they knew, but didn't because their books were not in order. Imagine thinking you were making $1 million, but because your books are a mess, you were really only making $200,000. Quite a difference. Imagine finding out expenses were not properly recorded or sales were double recorded. If these happen to you, we can help. We work with our clients to clean up their books and give them the information they need to know where their business is now and where it is going in the future. Don't wait. Start on the path to less stress, more cash in your pocket, and no more sleepless nights. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net today to book a meeting. We can talk over Zoom, the phone, in our office, or your place of business. Yes, we like to visit our business clients. Don't wait any longer. Call 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I've got some famous friends.
For those keeping score at home, the suspended Will Wade after LSU and McNeese have knocked off Clemson as they tried to give it away late. Did not do it. A classic 12-5 NCAA tournament upset has just happened. Wisconsin moves on. Marquette tomorrow following us live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel right here at the Sportsbook. Joining us now on Kyle Brust and Nortman is a man without a men's team in the tournament, but a women's team, Brian Balaga, Iowa.
How we doing? Yeah, no men's team this year. That's all right, though. That's okay.
You know, Fran McCaffrey came to my house twice after I decommitted from. Did you know I committed to go to Iowa?
You committed to Iowa and then decommitted, then committed again, then decommitted again?
No, so I signed to go to Iowa going into my senior year of high school. The coach got fired in March of the Big Ten tournament. So my senior year, I had to find a school between April and May before summer started for school. And Wisconsin had recruited me. And I'd actually signed a Big Ten tender, and which it was a big deal apparently. And it's because I signed that, they said you could not go to Wisconsin without sitting out a year. But we made an argument that I was a high school kid. I lost the initial vote with the Big Ten. Then I kind of used, but not really used, because I was interested in Minnesota, Northwestern, Iowa, Wisconsin. So all four of the athletic directors fought for me, and I won the appeal and was able to play at Wisconsin on scholarship.
Even after a coach,
isn't it crazy how much that conversation has changed versus where they're at in NIL?
That's wild.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Ridiculous,
actually.
So good run for Fran, but no Sweet 16 in that era. Brian, the Green Bay Packers, this statistic is not shocking, but it gives you perspective, right? When you think about the Green Bay Packers offseason and how they go about things, the Packers from 2022 through 2025 are 27th in free agent spending. And to no surprise, 32nd in guaranteed money. When you hear that, do you have any sort of reaction?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not totally surprised by the guaranteed money aspect. There's a couple.
You did chuckle. Was that because you were looking for some more airtime?
No, I mean it makes sense. I mean, but the thing is, there's a couple ways to look at it. I mean, I look at it or a certain way because it shows that guys want to be there and they're willing to kind of do it and structure their contracts the Green Bay way to play in Green Bay. They've been doing contracts that way forever. I mean, literally forever, unless you're the quarterback or potentially even, the wide out or whoever it may be. Everyone else gets the same structure of contract. It's like a smaller signing bonus and then maybe the roster bonus the next year, and then you're playing year to year. And that's kind of the way Green Bay does things. And the only thing that protects guys is really the cap hit that they would get in year 2 or 3. It's normally like a 2.5 or 3 year deal, and then we'll see. And that's how Green Bay's been doing these deals forever. But it's because guys want to be there, and how the franchise treats guys and the state and all that. And but it's not shocking whatsoever.
Yeah, but the thing that jumps out to me, Brian, is from 2022 to 2025, last 3 years, they're 27th in free agent signings or spending just in general. So if we fast forward 3 years, so from 2025 to 2028, if they're still 27th, is that going to be good enough to push them over the edge to win a Super Bowl?
Well,
or do you think that this formula is plenty good enough to put them in that position?
I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to say it's plenty good because we haven't won one, right? We haven't won a Super Bowl since 2010. And I'm part of that, issue, as I've told Homer before many a times. I'm part of that, equation as we've gotten to this point. But it clearly needs to be looked at because we haven't won a Super Bowl since then. I mean, do I think that overall could, you be a little more aggressive? I mean, I guess people that are all in on it could say, well, we got Jacobs and McKinney last year, and then we got the 2 guys this year, and we got the Smith brothers when you were there, and Amo, so people could say, I've got Julius Peppers when you were there, so I guess Charles Woods, so people could have rebuttals back at that, but at the same time, the numbers are what they are, right? I mean, you read them off. The guaranteed money and the overall 27th, they are what they are, and to say that, you haven't won one yet, and those are the numbers, you could be a little more aggressive looking forward to see if, hey, maybe what if you were 18th, right? Where would that get you? Right? If you went up, 10 spots in that or 11 spots, where would that get you in terms of the team you have and your playoff finish? And does that get you into back to the NFC Championship and into the Super Bowl? Who knows? But that's the gamble that Green Bay always takes every year. And they're, again, draft and develop. That's how they've always been. And unfortunately, that's what they're always going to do.
You almost said unfortunately.
But it's not. I mean, unfortunately for fans, because fans want to see the money.
That's fair. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the fans want to see the money get spent, right? Like, that's the way it is. Like, I mean, it's for me, personally, as a player that was there, I liked it because they drafted me, I got developed, and they re-signed me. They weren't really going out and looking for guys, or unless I stunk, then they would have, right?
Like, it's hard to replace the production you provided.
Yeah, but that's the way they look at it. So I understand the fans take that they want the team to go out and spend, but it's just not the way they do it. And I know it stinks at times. Like, I get it, I understand, but I don't see it changing unless the new president comes in and it's a complete change of mindset, a complete change of philosophy from the top down, which I'm not sure that's going to take place.
Did you ever, as a player, have a feeling that or not even a feeling, was there any ever frustration of not feeling like the team was going all in? And when I say the team, I mean like, the front office going all in to add a player, because you were there around the time that you guys had some pretty good wide receivers. But I know Aaron Rodgers' frustration kind of grew during that time. Did you ever guys have frustration inside that locker room of like, man, if these guys just go all in, we could really get there?
Yeah, I think he probably was more frustrated at times than anyone else. And he had guys that he always wanted to go get. He never really shared exactly who those guys were to everyone else. But he had guys that he wanted to get in free agency or, whoever it may be. For us, at least for me personally, and most likely for a lot of the linemen, it was par for the course, right? Like, listen, who they bring in, we're going to have to block for, we're going to have to do this. And we always thought, or at least me personally, the guys that we had in that locker room, I thought were always sufficient enough to win. We had the signal caller throwing the ball, and he was running the show, and then the wideouts that we had were studs. So I always felt that if we did what we needed to do up front, those dudes were going to be able to get the ball, and we had good enough backs throughout our time.
I guess my thing is, I think about Josh Jacobs, who said, hey, we know we need a number one wide receiver. Like, is that going to grow on guys? It's like, oh my goodness, this team's never going in. I guess that's my concern, is that guys are going to start being a little disheartened by, all right, I guess we just got to run with the guys that we have.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's gonna have to be, because like no one's coming in now, right? Like no one's getting traded for, nothing's happening. Like, you're gonna have to roll with the guys you got, and it's gonna be what's gonna be, and those fences are gonna have to be mended really quick. So like whatever needs to happen this offseason, I don't know if it's gonna be a kumbaya session or whatever. Like, that's gonna have to be mended really quick, because the trust is going to have to go into the guys that are there. And I said it last week, and I'll say it again this week. I think those guys that are in that room, Wicks and Reed, I think those are the two guys that were most upset when, that interview happened. I think they can get the job done. I really do. I think they're talented players. They just have to, go out and show it. And obviously having support from the other guys in the locker room, from Jacobs, from Jordan, from all these guys, rallying around them, that's going to help them tremendously. So like that having that support right now has to be the way they need to go with it, because I think they can do it. Can't have what it was last year, right? Like, you just can't have that, and the production and then kind of the drops and things like that. And without Watson coming back till later in the year, this is what they have. They're going to have to roll with it. They got to make it work. They got to come together and figure out how they're going to make that room tick until they can get Watson back. And even when they get him back, they're going to have to ease him back in. And I mean, this is how they're going to have to go, man. And the engine has to move on.
Well, Brian, we appreciate it. Look forward to hearing you on the Homer Hour as always.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
That's Brian Balaga, We're Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. We've been hanging out at the wonderful Potawatomi Casino Hotel and the Sportsbook. Shout out to Haley for all the requests that she puts up with from me and Kyle, and then Brad doesn't really have requests because he's just a good person.
Yeah, I needed her a lot today.
Haley's going to have to deal with Alex Strofe tomorrow. God bless her.
Who we were told you were begging to begging her to come down here too during the Super Bowl.
Back in the Super Bowl, you're like, oh, I'm going to be there,
I got to.
What a call you
Jared
shot.
Sean, I'm going to be there. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman back here live tomorrow.